Asempa FM Sony Emrena Subio Yedi Ekosiisen On Asempa. It's a Thursday afternoon here on Asempa FM, the 7th day of May 2026. Check with your time, 32 minutes after 2. That's not say free Samuel Kopim say Nunsiane fa ebebo Yedi Ekosiisen no ena ebre midi your say bonsu from Yobi. Let me say a big thank you to our production team. That team is led by Dominic Kisi Yeboah, with support from Nana Chumberema, Jackson Osei Intiamoa, Ebenezer Tete, Omai Hene Kwabena Sante, and Ekia Buatua Yadom. Together we fly on the wings of our special sponsors, proud sponsors for Ekosiisen. Inti from Samara Company Limited, your Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Franco Trading Enterprise, Phone Papa Pafie, Tabia Herbal Mixture. EcoBank Ghana, a better way, a better Africa. Haxa Capsules and Mixture, all Satanfo. Africa Queen Mackerel, Waraobe Cheki. Syntex Tank, Air Strong, Air Tough. Siblings Roofing Company, Omona Air Siblings Roofing Sheet. Your Max Buy, and a Sasso Spray. Another quality product from Samara Company Limited. And you may say Yamfa Ekosiisen Emremo. And let me remind you that we are live on YouTube. In this show streams live on YouTube. Asempa 94.7 FM on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and watch the live stream. And share stream so into me, and should be very, very, very important. We also have a WhatsApp number. Our message I'll be to the Afaso Abrain 0548 443 523. It is 0548 443 523. Na o message ne ba ye bejimre akan amount 0548 443 523. Ekosiisen is live and airborne from our studios here at 355 Fanofa Street in Kokomlemle, Accra. And tell a friend to tune in to 94.7, and that Ekosiisen is live and airborne from now till 6:30 p.m. Ghana's biggest and the most authoritative political, social, and current affairs talk show is live on your radio. Enti maybe phone lines no atum unim se enne eye yawada enti yede community concern segment ebebremo na community concern segment no ofra de ehian wo bebiawo de ekoso a wani enye ho na odi atudwa se bibi papa bi nso so ekoso a ubetimi de no nso atudwa na yenyina ye de ho enkomo and me the numbers miensa and the betudwa ubetima frɛ emu bia na o the community concern no abrain ba say a committee was put together to investigate Newman Namsoma, and this story went viral. A young man be in the call hospital na Nichi hospital hodo be miensa and Neoma Ankoyi and Oshe Nenkwa. And the committee was set up to investigate the cause of death. And the committee did one report about the Ghana Medical Association is not particularly happy about how our Neoma SC Ako. Inti would bring you details of the report. Now you are in the Ghana Medical Association for Eddie and Komo. Now Enron Sono yene former Attorney General Ekasai Godfred Yeboah Dami ono eye lawyer edema former National Buffer Stock Company CEO in the no ma yehui say unya access to the client and in some kokoye bebre, and his client was still in the Yoko custody and all of that. We were told say na ne home fano into the Neko hospital and our sign by and they saw that so you can seminal akoye bebre and he will get back now for lawyer Dami Eddie and Komo and then so the Deputy Attorney General of the Accra High Court in your acquiring some for Eddie home and Komo Ninsema or the two jano yebese boy no so amamunyina mote nsema or the two jano ebi na unimu so say enano ye former CEO Edema Gehok on why a former KMA mayor on also the lawyer Eddie Nkomo and now Kase he was invited by Ioke and all of that Metre Maxwell Kofi Joma nin semino on also the Nakwa saying and also you be the home community ewo Ekosiisen says you don't want to miss any of the action here on the show and please stay with us na yemfa yenkomo ni nyina emremu mumbebre na adjoin yen on YouTube mo share nti let me acknowledge some of you na fe yenhwe ntoaso Kofi Apia says good day Obi, I'm watching you live from Ubaseto in Italy. Where is Uncle Alote Jacobs? Okay, Kofi Apia yadase would find out from him na fe anymore ache information. We say Obi, I'm watching your fantastic show Ekosiisen live in Domipela 2. Kudos to Hajia Safia Mohammed, the next NPP National Women's Organizer, and Honorable Naomi Owusu, the next Greater Accra Women Organizer.
All right, here we go. Look at that focus. Well, he saw the streak, adjusted. That is perfect execution right there.
Listen, Tony, that's all about patience and preparation paying off.
It's easier to play when you've got a plan.
Live from Manitoba, Canada. Keep the good work as always. Take care. Thank you, my brother. Weisa Obi, I am watching you live from London. Kingsley Edase. Obi, good afternoon. I'm watching you live from London as well. Ekosiisen is the best political talk show in Ghana. Obi, you are super. Zaid Yusuf Edase. Kwame Foster says, Obi, watching you live from Achimbomso. Greetings to all Ekona Ebusuafo all over Ghana. A corner ebusuafo rather so menume asona ni you know a corner for a chama sona for so ye chiamu nyina Charles Feneboa says watching you live from Innova Alexandria Hospital, Virginia, US of A. This one says Obi, I'm watching you live from Austin in Texas. Thank you. Obi, we are watching you here in Atlanta, Georgia. Remain blessed. Joseph Opare and Ediwe Abreye. Obi, I'm watching you from Swindon in England. Wow. John Anas Yedase. Masawudu Hamza Ewo Ashaiman. Obi, also that you like one-sided interview too much. Always dummy. Asem na ba on the lawyer ma nipa ne ho akwakodi edwam dia ka yemfre ne lawyer yemfre hwan you know they suggest to be officer was say a friend Weisa Obi, watching you live from Qatar. Thank you, Prince Ofori Deborah. This one says Ghana is Ghana becoming an autocratic nation? Why all these arrests and invite? Wilfred Ayite Wilfred say among former besom or minor accountability is part of that process, and if you are ready to come and serve this country in a public capacity, you should be prepared to render account. Into the invite, the arrest, what have you, no yet the issue. The only thing is fair trial should be accorded you. Unsunya ude in court, and all the Neoma constitution it can say it was a grounded fair trial. No, you should be accorded all of those. And on here, Weisa Obi, I am watching you live from Guangzhou, China. My name is Ebenezer Afol, Eben Yedase. Captain Kobold says, watching you from Mississippi River. Hey, Mississippi River. Obi, I'm watching you live from Bottrop, Germany. Apia Kubi, Apia Yedase Pa. Call the current AG2 and listen to their side. And we said, sir, the Deputy Attorney General Ekasai about the same way, Ewo High Court ene. On in some trofo di nkomo into the omomo side to will play back that interview na munyina amate on nso ne side of the story. It is a mu amutie ye no mutie ye a mu be hu se me kansa asem no. We say Obi, I'm watching you live from Virginia, US of A. My name is James Boating. James, yadase, papa. 42 minutes after 2. Let me announce our phone lines. Now, Oberfraying, Nafe, Yafa, Monso mo calls. Ekosiise Jumedie eso. On the community concern segment. We say Obi, greet the people of Ahafuano North for me. Obi ni memeye eduanani. Oh, okay. And Prince Minka ewo gold board, or a media relations officer ewo gold board. Prince Minka, thank you and good afternoon to you and to all our listeners inside gold board. We say hi Obi, happy birthday from the Kennedy Appiah family. Mr. President, today is all about celebrating you, the most truthful, indefatigable, no-nonsense father who fills our life with joy, strength, and endless love. Every day with you feels like a blessing, and we are so grateful to walk this journey of life by your side. You are not just our father, but our best friend, our peace, and our best and greatest supporter. Your smile brightens our darkest days, and your love gives us purpose. I pray this new year brings you even more happiness, good health, and all the beautiful things your heart desires. May the Almighty God continue to protect you, give you longer life, and bless you. We love you deeply, Daddy, today and always. Happy birthday, Kennedy Appiah, popularly known as Mr. President, all the way from Denmark. In Mr. President, happy birthday to you. And in Infoni ena Echeguno, Mr. President, yadase papa pasa wokoswetie almost every day. God bless you and a happy birthday. Obi, to our pillar of hope and inspiration, happy birthday to our mama, Ellen Krama, aka Auntie Ellen. Live to see your great-grandchildren. From myself, Parkway C, Mame, Buedu, and the rest of the children, we say we love you. Hashtag Ekosiise. Auntie Ellen Krama, aka Auntie Ellen, happy birthday. Now, Udi the same. Yeah, Udi the same, Pacho. I Janimo. Okay. My entire. My entire. Okay.
The come on my gun, you know. You go with the men to Pomala, they are president before. Sanitation was him. See a near winning, and proper what the penny of my name, a bola, and a bola. But most of the Accra bola changing, and the other good man who said, Yanti Chanko, consistency, another. Region via near Papolim. And not the sanitation, any woman, young brother, any bottom. Nay, what any didn't go to any capacity. I don't know about your mom is opening as I am already. No, that's surprise. Terrible. You have Bangoberia. You have all power. As you can tell about Copenhagen.
Okay.
Who do you know to go to an airport? Can. If I can't have a fan. Not your man. Oh, and the other home. Some of the sanitation was in my dear. For a cut as on my account. I'm just the general secretary. All right.
Medase and Fanny Pafofro, Ekosiise so any 0302216545, 0302216546, 0548955947. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Obi.
Me pacho hwane?
Ya Frimponi, Aguna Yakrum.
Ya o mi entiwe.
Yo, Obi. Me concern, Aguna Yakrum.
Yes.
Former MC by Honorable Opon.
Okay.
EBC police station, Emma Yakrum for. According to MPP, for almost say MPP bar soon. Also, by no when we MPP Susan Betia, so Obi almost bad. I stand because almost bad 10 years in police station. If you up to date, police station, MIA. It will be the best, won't be some painful my say dem plant na police station wo mumbu aso won wie nti na won buye no ana se we wie na buye no won be se obebu ana
na the other wani ehu no o ma wie
obi outside ne de bibia we be wie bibia paint bibia wie
okay
we paint bibia wie
okay that's fine
obi we concern me no there was a time me can we chair o Nyakom presby school Janambia any school obi and up to now Janambia any presby school Nyakom presby school
senior high school and I say JHS
primary JHS
na presby asori school
school
school ne ben presby asori Diana
me fa chere be ben presby no and ben asori dan no
aguna nya krom ho
aguna nya krom ho
na Dominic we yote ho na presby school now say omuni baby ejaye nan wo ho
there be na obi uba school ha there why no it will shock you nkola said se mo we the adolescent stage a o mo sabi okutukutu o mo eja o mo na obi ni bush na ade
na aguna nya akrom ho no presby wo ho de
presby asafo
asafo no ye
me pa che ebi wo ho pa
ndi hu
obi nye easy
okay mate me producer ye presby mpanyifo ne ba ko nti ye de betu ne obema presby mpanyifo nate why
me pa che yo mate obi da se pa ami sha
da se pa uko kaneshi presby a Dominic isi ye boa ye asori mpanyifo ne ba ko de bia uko meeting e wo ho aguna nya akrom ye se presby school e wo ho no bibi o mejo mo na akra bi ni ho enti Dominic hwene tu hu anamon ema ye me pa chaw ma ye mfa nipa foforo. Good afternoon
Obi.
Yes.
Obi ye nyame asu bi nka.
E bi nka won so na pom te se.
Ba che we wa oni abema na amo akwa me kata fi esu boy.
Na na mo akwa.
Na
na mo akwa mi enti o.
Obi. Esembi eyama yero hu na eyama ya sese ne kan wase mo obi. Okoduma pa. Ofikofobia ekoduma pa. Otia duma pa be ya ne pa. Onsa be kumfuo. Giwe kufobi esi ayare sabia ewo ho a me na me de eho cables a omde connect ya machines me koye obi up to now ha ayare sabia no obi omumia no okọ sabo no nfu a sabo nfu me de eho cables koye obi up to date abawe entini mia no the next you have to say we account of say ha ayare sabia na ba ko di mapo ba ko sabo no ba ko drobon so ba ko atiase obi na me di ehu akade ko ya omre sisi machines na onke ja tuma na eye aduma up to the so ayare said omumie magana for nya bi esa omu yare ye and omu twa mani pa atwe omu kwa sa ya said we gana ma hofo nya bi esa omu yare na ate omu twa den obi ye betre aban no o se oba magana for ho atom dia ni se na ehia gana fo ni me bi se na ehia gana se obi ya o se mo hwe na mo so net mo fa amafo no mo ko mo your net for tifie your doctor tifie up to the omneduma ye ta ayanta de mo bi nyina no a anka ne anka mo nya bi ejeduma mo so ko wa no tani we de bawe yayi we de bawe hadie nkan ku captain ponyo capital krampo ye tinimpo I said yes say you over 90% almost the don akọ nti mu mia no ama gisa ma fa demonstration ansa aka help this abekasa abeka ni on watch there yes onye tí o mba yẹ di a ọmọ yẹ di ehia yẹ mma yẹn ọmọ yẹ ọmọ nǹkan president no ayé yie na mi n ṣe nǹkan náà ṣẹṣẹ ma yẹ wọn ọdún bọ ṣe jà kún bèbè yẹn mi tẹ́ lè gbà fún mi òdi.
Meda asem yẹn fa nipa foforọ Ekosiisen nso ni Asempa FM. Good afternoon. Hello. Yes, me bato hwan ni.
Hello.
Udin ni bebi awo kasa fi.
Me bato ya friend Richard Kwame Jodu.
Richard wo kasa fi he?
Me kasa fi Bronx.
Oh, Bronx.
New York.
Bronx in New York. Yeah. Okay. Richard, me intie o.
Me pato wadaruma. Na lepo bia me wo e wo Ghana kuku. Na omo metise yese omo ba be yi kwan. Ama ekwan ye no affect apo no. But omo my it say omo be start omo free exafoni na omo no yakata. Omo aso ye nia omo ya ansa na omo yi. Pa yante fi de ti ani se omo start eyi ekwan no.
Okay.
Omo ni yen kan hwe omo kan bibia ma ye hu se le yekaso. Ntinya ya dia ha dwen pa yi.
Na
nya obi a ye kante na obeti ni aye kana se.
Na ukoko afo ni wo.
Na se faso.
Ukoko afo ni wo henfa.
Me ba jom koko fo no Ashanti region e wo Jabin ni kwase ba kon ye fro Akoniso.
Ena omo be ye kwan ne da ukoko afo nim.
Me ba try kwan na be fa koko no mu.
Omo twa koko na gudada na.
Me ba try afi na edu time omo twa omo yi obi a de yi aka me omo du me de mu na em se na a weekend nti em say we did this week there em say the no mo bedro
na omo yi omo de no mo tua compensation
yeah omo do omo de omo twani na omo tu na omo dwi
and am say omo dwi etia omo dwi no mo tua compensation am omo ana
omo tua ni ma obi a
wow that's strange. That's strange.
Yeah.
O say e wo hen fa mampon ana dwaben.
No, dwaben.
Na e kwan ne ye kwan be ye sa expressway na.
New express way na omo so mo.
New expressway no. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. New expressway na be fa dwaben ho nyina. Oh, okay.
Yeah, ebe fa Jabin in class here no na abepie Jabin ni coach here.
Oh, okay.
Because the Jabin will between Accra Road and the Kwabre area.
Very well. I think
it's started Buankra, maybe near inner port no.
Yes.
Now, it's a room sana abepie Jabin.
Okay. Na wohwe odie na se ba so mu twa ukoko afo ni nyina will go down na
so the tie no ebi be fa mfimfin ebi be ka ne bi aka ha
mate na ukoko afo na how many acres?
About 10 acres.
10 acres. Oh
yes.
Mate it's a very important way into yebedi hu nkomo say wa kenya hu nko other people will be expecting more compensation here denti yebedi hu nkomo why medas
automatically zobi
sure
me do aso me tie mo pa
yeah that's it mun koso entie ya New York fo nyina why
it'll be a bit you know say
fantastic Ekosiisen so ni Asempa FM into to all our listeners in New York, Bronx, Albany and all of those areas no nyame instramo yemfa nipa foforo. Good afternoon.
Asempa FM Asempa nkenka
ebin council me ba to hwan na menya ne
me dinde 442 me do aba atema kotia
442 me ntie we
obi me sirawo at the rate like to do one obi anodin
ewa he fa akwetia
kasa obi and they like to do almost every day like to do ama Monday no madam for be free say last month so no makoto wufa be 4,000 Ghana e just no amana say nto obi we dey enye felele nim kwa say dum sham aba no de tempo bu beba we family na de upie kwa na usuru ebia na ufi gibia wo de wo jani dia chima na do nkwan dia sem obeba na say obi we homa dey almost every day like you do men kan ko we be 261 times I like to do mokroma obi you dey another day
no 261 ni nyina ene ya
baby titula share man na make na say we pay kura no it last month seba like to do more than be almost be 40 times obi another day efre and obi grape machines na man penny dada na cover the buy no obi me sere efre ko bi topreman efre ko bi anyaso and efre ko bi osabere message ni na say achema kutia say obi o ma kwan nye kura esere penefo mo hwede pressure o fa machines no e ko gwa no so na mo twa kwan na Tinamufo so atetena mu na jojo.
Me da se 442 ye chia atem akwetiafo nyina etie yen yemfa nipa foforo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me patcho hwan ni?
Ofakojo ni.
Ofakojo kasa wo from wano so kakrama ye ntie.
Ofakojo me kasa wo wanchi sisi na me no kasa.
Wanchi atem wanchi anase
bunu wanchi.
Oh, bunu wanchi. Okay. Me patcho me ntie we.
Let's see no tie fuji.
Omu nyina ajo so.
We dey maso mi tie wa dey me kan say hospital no woda ba we no hospital atem no dey be hard ni fa be sa ban no. Nipa na contractor no ne de odi adwuma no ma contractor no na bia sikanti na abata de ye mie ma omunye na ye hwehwem omunye investigation ni ana na do sleep entrana e bestre ba no on no mba
yeah
ma semba ko ye kuku asem no ye de kuku no eko somewhere November ho ne ko carry that time na omo fanti so no mai na omo say 36.
Yes.
And the abandon ye say ye tea and say omo di call first one ye turn that is exactly so no my no ka bus is kind of bank into and no ma na ka actually omo di call actually no ye tia 25 for say one na bana so dey aba and according to the him kuku no so no was say omo dey new price in the demand omo wa bra ye turn no ye to any nyanti so
ba omotua wo kade
kwesuni no so de onia se hia na opiska kura ko hospital onya bi etiom de man no wagine sa wagina memrese de be hard ni nti munya investigation ye because abane ka se ye di ka 36 ne de
obetua 36
that's
Mate. Yedase. Yemfa nipa foforo Ekosiisen so ni community concern segment. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me patcho hwan ni?
But you are in Kaseki Spinters.
Ozo o kasa friend?
Kaseki Spinters.
Spintex.
18.
That's fine. Me and you.
But you Obi.
Yes.
Every day, like you want some more, Mungwa, but we big more Spinters. Actually, today in Libya, Sisuko, come to like Mungwa. I think you can go and buy it. And then they say they want Papa. Mathematical, no mathematical to me. Obi. Now, hey, Obi, if I'm not born, I'm a new world, baby, I want more than now. But I am too many from Maluko, according to the trainer now.
Yes.
But you advantage Baku Freddie to Kodia. You go for there, say. You go for there, say. Go for there, say. This year, because
oh, Kofodia. Now, Kofodia, the other crowd, the Obekaya, Eda or Frey complained for the first time, no. Fortunately, sad an MP. The MP now, no, Achia, no, I will show in this no bar studio, ha. And they are sending na eto MP because now okase contain omudi nregum ne ade ebi ni koforidua and all of that. We inform the member of parliament. I'm also saying also obetu ho anamon. Yeah.
But na madam kwako bako. But ukoli amahe na ko betante.
Yes.
Also you control say school no enko na ono akata no out na office you ba ko takwade ediani no ba ko offense ha ediani no but mete da ta ni ba aya me yen kan na ama no na se tu ni magun ta na bi ti na ya ba mo ko no
when you say experience maybe ana
experience maybe me say the year but me na mo yan central for teacher mo meeting kan da kan sana na say en kwa na because mo mo yan teacher dey.
Imagine more productivity with fewer subscriptions. Google Workspace includes AI in your work apps like Gmail, Drive, and Meet, helping teams streamline collaboration. Do better work faster with Google Workspace.
minutes after 3. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Lemon Chiao.
Major Osome Patron Wine Menani.
The friend is Johnny, because I said,
Genasi Usino. Usino. Never told me into you.
My 7 said, what to be that? Usino, but I have built some snow of glory.
Yes.
Cassia. Police in the Johnson or directed traffic. Traffic was so to the blues. The blues, no. And son of what your most soon I got crowns and the Quenebi.
Yeah.
Now, can I message says a corner bypassing an previous government yellow. I am some area or Kuban Kasi. Na shomu and you never know. But that time I some party. But if you go inside the noir, that's a time my therefore soon will be shown here. Maybe they can buy more for the is their plan. That's what they can free.
In free cronim.
And then they get low.
Minimum. Our traffic would me be 3 hours for
I don't know be with petrol, then it's a ticket was 53. So, because bank and then a Mumadu bank right, everybody can ask it. Not down, no cost now, my need answer. Yeah, that's you, yeah, traffic is
yeah.
And then you do right this way, you know. Traffic is so hot, this is a plan. Not bypass most. Actually, was still not and not I'm so
it's true. It's true. In the Enra say what meet here, make a ho asem wo ha. In the Ebekoso the home come.
Yeah, let me talk rules commission. They're saying the attack
very well. That's it. I mean, show into Yatia Osino for 80 nyina Ekosiisen so ni High Asempa FM numbers me and Sunny Didi Juma will be to me afre now the community concern abrayen and I'm not brother yentimi and phone lines na am amunti ene no ye bie kakra aka ho number na 0302 216545 0302 216546 and a 0548 955 947. Good afternoon.
Elda.
Abanye to saying.
Elda, papa.
Ya me adome ho ya pa me ntio.
Yo, Elda, I'm bo abas. Na minche katama sofo nyina. Elda, oni musenya me ya adoma ma ka kire odada deputy communication.
Yes. What they are together.
Elda. Ma this dear pa hear me work on katama so ase. Eye kwanye info be fama I tell you consistency no mama ye. Ya die ye pon katama so ni Elda je pon katama so a. Ya uba ya fene se zemu anaka so kwampa. The old Kema constituency miensan uba ye zenu wana zenu kuma suche kema aneyi eti ye constituency esa makanwa wo fide wezu sa penifo anse na mu constituency mu maye obi ye tiwe kema we isifo ta ye ni ngo plan sie border ye ni Madenta Ebri, any of friends say, I or Medina. To my east, you know, near someone sushi for a constituency baku. It is 24 years, come watch him.
Okay.
Come on, President Mama, I want to say about Senyami Adumuna or Baba, constituency Mama. I'm not sure President Mama. Nkofo Asempa mbomo sunti unso juma wonu so nti so tie ya mpanyufo na sutrema no enyama ni bi ti share tibi a minya ata dudu na obetimi aka obe no na amututi na de enko homa enye amu development wo dia mai e wo konkata masua
aban me ye na se nyame nshraw ye mfa nipa foforo Ekosiisen so high Asempa FM community concern segment. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Obi.
Me ba chon hwan ni
I from Kofi New Botiano.
Kofi na ufon na ye den o kasa ne wo fom pa o.
Sotininga.
O kasa through ear na.
Amayi.
Aha. Mayentio na wano so kakra ma yentio.
But Kasafi New Botiano.
New Botiano very well.
Who say your New Botiano, old Botiano, your New Botiano?
Yes.
I bet now 10 years ni. New Botiano, yeah, there were a free hospital top war star or hospital. Oh yeah, more than I bet now 10 years.
Okay.
Which have been higher. I've done no higher.
New Botiano no mono West Hill Small Chiwana.
West Hill Small a Finney Hospital that area.
Yeah, Finney Hospital, yeah, Mehusa Hospital.
It's a top one by my living.
Oh.
It's so bad. But maybe I'm not more debate about. Maybe waterways were die back. Or see, ye police tank wo ye top wa. And sana omu diamaye. But me say jacket the crowd down go so omunyansio.
It is here for the past 10 years no unyansio way.
Area near boho bi atu boho.
Mutu boho.
Boho no somebody at times that cars na
cars na din so ba na motobi.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, but we just be there's some supply, we just supply than some outside.
Yeah.
Then I ben we just
munyansio ni bi.
Yeah, very bad.
Sure.
Now young kwino so my living kwino Finney Hospital kwino. Ya ka.
Ana eno se o mbetwa so na nsan mu ana.
Oh master. Yeah papa o.
Enkoyi.
It is taxi station bi wo se se anu omo amuvu o biamba so we batop obi.
Oh.
Say kwano ye ya ka.
Yeah, how dey mo kwan dey mo abre wo ho papa.
Oh, see 24 share pa o. 24 share pa. Say be sure man we kwa osofo.
Yeah, Chaso Usu te ho me producer Dominic te ho. Honorable Amakofi Boate ho mpanyifo te ho. Mpanyifo te ho pa.
So kwano omuye kwano ni Botiano die no.
Yeah.
Omuya bedu baby na mo stop here. I feel like ya cover inside on one journey ni. My level again ya can. Yepa slide so be so want me no fees. We so about we dey hunu kla. Dia ndi so dey hunu kla.
Why current MP no?
Oh yeah on the type dey no bag aka ba we all dey kojoto.
Oweba menso bi abe fine. Medase pa Ekosiisen so high Asempa FM enti Botiano ni New Botiano area ho de chale e kwan pa enya de akra ha de me sure say obi a chen sa area no. It's sad but unfortunately we ain't to me anyina so me emfa nipa foforo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me ba cho hwan ni?
We are in Kwabin Tampon.
Owa hene na o kasa free hin.
O kasa free
Nungwa. Okay. Owa hene me ntio.
Oh, we do we try gather for planning project. Ade Nungwa ya eboni bia na.
Asemben na aba.
Ya kase nsuo ba. Enkan ya omodum no. Omodum so sa anokle yen men ya dum kan. Nsuo ka de. E fe di omum so to mai.
Ewo Nungwa ho.
Ewo Nungwa. Usuma ye kafe ya usuma kani etu so area e kafe bi ti kanso ba cha mu nu sunya
no modum
no says to no modum ade ya ye bibi o ha na And what for them to? I don't understand.
In the Munyan Suway.
Yeah, almost now you.
Oh,
it is almost
no one to me. I'm
what they are. And you know we did it.
I just tones you.
And also the bar and
I went in Nungwa na insurance seminar like a wohoda dana say a nancy asem.
Honestly speaking, but it's now 2 years before election 2024.
Okay.
Yet you do enough year 2-5 more. We find the other 2 1 opa. Actually, by 4-5 number.
That's every day.
That's every day.
Okay.
But after say party taking over and this is bad government. And I'm sure what about the case. You can find out.
Na ehono na munyina sa desalination plant to sadena ehono na munya munsuo ni fion.
Yes. And when I supply in Nancy happy.
And as our plant na doom.
Yeah, I say I don't know. So I don't know why we are not getting what I.
Hey, has some.
Yeah, no cafe.
Oh.
So yeah, between an opinion by this time I'm free to be demand or maybe I can't tell. But we are two.
Mate, minia medase, why? Medase pa Asempa FM Sony Ekosiisen Dwumedie no asuguso a wutie no. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Me patcho hwan ni?
Engineer Jonathan.
Engineer Jonathan, o kata frɛ hen?
Me ani asha anyina.
O assignment.
Any tema.
Okay. Yo, me entie we.
Maggi tambing say and about time we bring an engineer to be a president. It is true. If lawyers don't understand what goes on in construction, we bring economists become a tell stories. I have a lot of share. No time. Gender
111 hospitals, no?
Yes, no. Yeah, 3 slots.
Yes.
3 slots. After the election, no, we meet to see. And we miss a minimum school. Let me of them for this side.
Online you have a point, but unfortunately we cannot continue because of online. My main final call for segment we in see. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Me patcho hwan na menya no.
Obi.
Yes.
Peter calling from that.
Peter, I want Takwa de.
Takwa.
Oh, Takwa. Very well. Peter, me patcho you.
Yeah, Obi me Paco. Meeting now going with Pristia last trip.
Yes. Pristia, that was about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, yes.
Yeah. I want for feedback in that.
Very well. Oh, okay. Yeah, Pristia Bondai ho.
Pristia.
Pristia Kasa. Okay. Now there a lot of history about our company, no?
Yes. They good mind. Not wait for
Yeah.
Yeah, I was following the whole
conversation, no? Sure.
And I hope so feedback because when you say
yes, it's true. I mean, what we want now to do to engage the Minerals Commission to speak to the issues, no, but also say idea omutie de kokoye yenti emrepamu no omode ehonsem everybody we are waiting on the Minerals Commission. As and when we get them, no, yeah, the Omeba studio anyone wedding come on. Why?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's papa.
What did it
Takwa me pato asem na ekoso.
Ndana e teacher.
Yeah. I've seen the video. I don't know. Na didn't see a teacher na ye den.
Oh. Teacher for when they over for class.
Yeah, so what papa no na chi bia pa na me say eh asembe ni.
Because it looks like they just want to do what happening for the Busam.
Yeah. Very well.
Very unfortunate.
Sure.
Sure. Teachers now come and talk to them.
Mate. Me da sepa why? Nyame sure. Ya chata kwa phone na Ekosiisen so ni high Asempa 94.7 FM na unim say World Cup no we are almost there. World Cup no what say this year World Cup ebaso US of A, Mexico and Canada. Now adwin say we triama ene emre na so World Cup no emre no aso na companies bebre na di juma omodi amanfo ebeko US of A, Canada and Mexico. Na companies ni nyina no de edamu sonko Africom Travel and Tours. Africom Travel and Tours. Almost to South Ghana supporters nyina to travel, cheer and explore together in style. Omo package no eni. Yema round trip international flights. Travel insurance eka ho. Ni amount match tickets for all the 3 Ghana group games no. Yema match tickets. Comfortable shared accommodation. And I say single occupancy rooms for the VIPs. Depending on usikano ubenya shared accommodation which is very comfortable. And I say wutu VIP radio ubenya single occupancy room. Yebe assist with visa ubenya guided sightseeing across all host cities. In the yebe sightseeing yede mo gubas mu open top bus bi na mo yes sightseeing say Boston the ebo match wa mo be sightseeing or Boston say Toronto a sightseeing or Toronto say Philadelphia the same thing say
This Mother's Day weekend I want you to meet my sheep. Gather your flock. Get to the theater.
Are you coming?
And grab your popcorn to see the mystery critics are calling the most pleasant surprise of the year.
Where is your face?
And now it's a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's so beautiful and shiny.
I want to bash it so bad.
Wow. The Sheep Detectives, rated PG, only in theaters tonight.
Na VIP package near $14,000. Enjoy a seamless, all-inclusive football experience with fellow fans. No stress, just pure excitement. It is a $9,300. Aye kradoa. Me pacho frewon 0596 374 618 0596 374 618 any 0507 344 211 0507 344 211 and I say okoyen office nso a yewo Agostino Neto Street eno airport residential area opposite the diplomatic shop. Limited slot and aka in the please take advantage. Book now to secure your place. Africom Travel and Tours into AH Africom Travel and Tours. Full name no AH Africom Travel and Tours. Your trusted partner for unforgettable journeys. You don't want to miss this glorious opportunity. World Cup about every 4 years. And you want to take advantage and 4 years it be papa. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Please take advantage and let's make history together, because Ghana yebeko semi-finals at the World Cup, and you don't want to miss out on all of that action. Ecobank Ghana a launch one mobile app. Na the Ecobank nyina ne se usika air control. It is time to take control of your money and take charge. In the South, download the Ecobank mobile app now. Amount the power to command your money to transact business across 33 African countries and anywhere in the world. In the way, this mobile app no ubetimi etua nsuo any electricity bills and the school fees. Ubetimi a bank and mobile money transfers. Ubetimi a create virtual cards. A would be turn your money with Inti NA bomodin so be download the app no on App Store and a Google Play Store and then begin to command your money. Command also means paying attention to details. Inti kai hunu say enya dia Ecobank be frel anombe send o message say omu hia wo pin, omu hia wo OTP, omu hia wo bank card details and our Ghana card details that be Ecobank enye sada. Se wonti bibia se a free Ecobank call center 0800 003225. Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank. Haxa mixture and a Haxa capsules and so also tamfo and they also ha man for papa but the anito yemwa oyem aye ekro into the anito yema who is a oyem eya wo ja oyemi dwan wo se bibi no ni nyina no eye also na impanyifotna se yenhwehwemu no edro tatahwe aba ene also huna na odwane eye Haxa capsules and a Haxa mixture. Bomodin se ubenya bi. Se H pylori mo na de also body row ni peduemu a. Symptoms ni bi eni ubenya heartburns nti de bia udidi na nkwa wo bo hyehyew. Udidi kakra bi ni wafu ahye. Nausea chese wo ha utuza wo bo fno. Uye adwuma kakra bi wabre. Unya acid reflux. All of these symptoms ni chese ulcer no uye nya bi. Ini no wa pedru anom. A drone see a Haxa mixture and a Haxa capsule. So benom abum onum mixture no area after about 30 minutes now the ensue annum capsules no. In no be one cry ha Okaishi drug lane Repass Ventures and Atinatet Kumasin so PFA Colinac and other herbal shops are account. So we are painful untimi no madro ebi. We will be our for fra woma obenu for untimi no madro ebi. We are kola who need 12 years untimi enumbi. Fre 0240 238 310. So open do it to 0240 238 310. Haxa mixture and a Haxa capsules. Also tamfo. Ya wanyoma miense bia sa wo ba wutie mo ya bema wutie mi a o kitchen e wo se wonya bi e wo ho. Se me ba o kitchen asa anyoma miense bi ni ho a na o kitchen ndi mu. Africa Queen mackerel, oba papa sardine, and a oba pa tomato paste. A brutal ben Canada, wema eduane ye dan kasama enije ebefie. Ni nyina nso the icing on the cake ne se enye sa ten na wo hia ten kata na seconds na we wey easy to open the outchi ne say na wabie na wo sen. In the tuna no esoso me kire omo mackerel no tuna ewom ne soso. Sardine nso anuncio ede and a tomato paste ne crowd na edutweme pure red and highly nutritious. Frezero 302 66 8357 Obapa tomato paste wara obe check with your time 27 minutes after 3. Yen take your first break emra ye bar afe ye be kwa homa so ne asase aye interviews no. Glorious birthday to Theophilus Ofe alias Foyo. Blessings and long life from your church members at Victory Presby Church, Adenta Frafraha, and your old mate from Injasco to you. Injasco means a New Draben Senior High School there. Injasco. Royal happy birthday to Daniel Ameyao, aka Ortega at Temaport. We every guy G. In Daniel Ameyao, aka Ortega, happy birthday to you. And live to be 94.7 and beyond. Unim say a committee reporter Omode Kokoma health minister report recommendations been here kan efa yenu abema na ohwe ne nkwa because one na was a sheno hospital after hospital munyina anhwe no amane that much needed care na msoma uwi. A committee was set up chaired by Professor Bedu Akosa. What they want report aba matese omuko parliament en there omude report ni bi e comma MPs no enti enkomo bebre na wo ho a ye fi break yi eba ye bedi plus ye be ko hanan ensensem ne so e wo iyoko, all of them after this very short break. Muntwen ye ba sisia
Africa Printy, Di pepper purple. Not di purple. Enti sa wo to mackerel aye woduane a. Na what Africa Queen mackerel. Na we chewe no keke. No pokwa.
Sasabo. Sasso sasso, woman tonton prepo. Sasso sasso, it's a woman tonton prepo. Ogana coming every session. Yeah, how can see out in my area? Me now the phone and it's a so spray. Every mosquito started run away. Tonton preco, sasso sasso, it's a woman tonton preco. Tonton preco, sasso, cum tonton preco. Nani shamne die demo stronko.
This advert is FDA approved. 1xBet. A good deal is so. Make a game on promo on your website 1xBet.com.gh and an app na so. You find the iPhone 16 this is copy $5,500 series. More promo code GameOnGH. 1xBet. I'm gonna help so. You know one is diagrono. Gambling when you're true. Into channel washe yemo. And your mawana won't dim fear doing what Gaming Commission of Ghana. Agent Kratoyatu.
Hello, lady in the water tree. I'm here was out Sama for what you just said.
My hi, hey friend me Pamela. Mr. Mami mobile app details na yemfa ntwa to me bio.
And I'm a Crawford was to say me free fee.
Hello, customer experience. You're blocking my account, Mr. Mami pin number na me unblocking.
The benum dia hope pray to me feed you.
Mr. Click the link what text message I send one of the Sierra. Na ya upgrade won ko yan ATM services for front so.
Na wona me ne ji won ho pa ne wona wo click kan ne ansa na wo dwene ho.
Count no cray, like play. Won't crow bit to me at science and feed him.
But who buy? Kai say EcoBank ain't free and I ain't sendable email and I'm messaging Miss our PIN, OTP, bank card and our Ghana card was sent. Ma winning now, EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Now last year you're massive. I feel DHI. A super from UCF Fun Day. 30th May. See a fan a bay day. Tama bay day. Wine and edge a feel UEFA Champions League. Get ready. A super from UCF Fun Day. Yes, a match no Giants Christian. Na ye boss watola. Eti market date no calendar so. 30th May. Ye shouty Havana. A super from UCF Fun Day. Powered by Adum FM. Emi Adum TV. Mekuesu yasene. Nasco. Bring home happiness. Soccer bet. Your best bet for sports betting. The digital Efedini Kiss Condom. Start with Kiss Condoms and go smooth with Kiss Strawberry Gel. The Havana Park and Restaurant. Great tradition, great entertainment. The STV. Feel every moment. Asempa Papa. Good Luck Africa Limited. Ewo Osu Accra. Edi Asem de be bro. Yet discount kesi to your home appliances ni naso. Yet it is to say Shabam. Masa offer we empower Okra. Esanse enya jebeba wako emubio. Free NCC na beji quality appliances. Beji ACs every 2,590 cedis. TVs every 899 cedis aircore. Microwaves every 599 cedis aircore. Fridges also every 1,599 cedis. Glass cookers no SRC every 1,499 cedis. Any nigga can be brave. Share kwai ewo Oxford Street Osu Accra. And after Good Luck Africa Eneya ewa homa trofo iso 020-439-1011 and 023-730-0000 020-439-1011 and 023-730-0000 Good Luck Africa Limited and now umpewe na upedien. Na last year massive DJI Asempa from UCF Fun Day 30th May Havana Bayede Tama Bayede Wine and Edge UEFA Champions League no get ready Asempa from UCF Fun Day Yes match no Giants free no na ye boss watola eti mark date no calendar so 30th May ye show Havana Asempa from UCF Fun Day powered by Adum FM and Adum TV Mekuesu yasene Nasco bring home happiness Soccer Bet your best bet for sports betting. The digital Kiss Condom. Start with Kiss Condoms and go smooth with Kiss Strawberry Gel. See Havana Park and Restaurant. Great tradition, great entertainment. DSTV. Feel every moment.
Ayampo, say a quantum wisdom. Ye can you nim na one could be na ye or satism. And no matter be na Ghana edition nemu won conformance. The outia when you beji and it your rubber who.
You cry you. Yes, slow at all a year 20 inches. 3 days yet to be wait a year grow. Wait a year grow.
And Tia Bruchenko mo. Aqua Mankwa. Akunteju. Eddie Bro was Sempa 94.7 FM so.
You remember that I say young woman on it. You almost see a kakra. You almost went hunu. Yes, we are here. Yen Trasia. Near Kabum.
Memory debia a bonusia, a pemusea. Ekosi no watch a change hu. Our abruche said the Yakuhu. Any diabedrufi. The Yahu. Near her the ye. Near the Abba. The Yano and Nukwase. Ye.
Say abruchin come on a dim tintimpa.
Yabere no ma hodwa. E won conformance so ye betimi dia boa Ghana. I'm na funny to my pefra. O man yimpuntu na have what sign. Passport won sensem. Ni nyina ye de bro. E wa abruchin ko modwumadie yi mu. Ye besa so mo akwanya no wa kire wadwen.
Robert David make us free Germany. Kobe. Yeah, Amsterdam. Concept no what for about Jefu e wo wa man na nyam wo mu atrama na no dia na wo mu tipie no mu kura na so program no mu aso project no e nwanwa.
Shene so say ye memene da bia 6 p.m. Boganie abrochen komoni.
Asempa FM.
Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Obi nebado biba obibo obiba ode desempanavo obi nebado biba obibo obi nebado ode desempanavo obinie Ekosiisen Bonsoir wa Sempa de brane mama obi
Masom ewa Asempa 94.7 FM adofo no yemamu nyina akwa babie esan de moba dwumadie eso if some copying say no sia ne fa ebebo ene ye Ekosiisen ebeba awieye medin dio say bonsu ye de ka catch mo say ye wo some stories e wo se hwe na ye follow up on baako ye nua bema owu ye under very bizarre circumstances I mean, hospital bear me and son, the bushing afford in the core, a time or yare, you know. I mean, 1 hour shy for her name to me, I'm penny and shano, and I'm summa ooey, ain't a committee was set up following, you know, a lot of public pressure and in Komwa Corso, Efa New Nehono. And that committee, you know, was chaired by the good old Professor Ajiman Bedua Kosa. And he chaired that committee. And then Omo report, no, Omudi Bikokoma, the minister in charge of health. If we honor Yatiso Omuko Parliament and so to submit a copy of the report to the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health. In the NTA, Professor Bedua Kosa the report, no, Health Minister in Samoa or the two Janibi Enye. Take a listen.
The medical staff on duty at the police hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and Kolebu Teaching Hospital failed to attend to Charles Emisa when he was in a life-threatening condition. And this action against her for breach of professional duty to Charles Emisa. Dr. Ida Drance should be referred to the management of Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Medical and Dental Council for disciplinary action against her for breach of professional duty to Charles Emisa. Dr. Genevieve Ajar should be referred to the management of Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Medical and Dental Council for disciplinary action against her for breach of professional duty to Charles Emisa. Ms. Akosua B. Texan should be referred to the management of Greater Accra Regional Hospital and to the Nurses and Midwives Council for disciplinary action against her for breach of professional duty to Charles Emisa. Ms. Joy Daisy Nelson should be referred to the management of Kolebu Teaching Hospital and the Nurses and Midwives Council for disciplinary action against her for breach of professional duty to Charles Emisa. Ms. Salamatu Al-Hassan Edu should be referred to Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Nurses and Midwives Council for disciplinary action against her for breach of professional duty to Charles Emisa.
Asempa FM.
In the voice of Professor Ajiman Bedua Kosa, on an chairman of the committee, the committee was that direct, sir, based on Shimu Muye, you know. Oman will say a nurse for ni a doctor for be a breachy one duty of care to Yemia Bema Emisa, and for which reason Omabo be a din and Omatre acquire Yemfano Emfaso, ain't refer Asumesi to Kolebu Teaching Hospital Management, Nessa refer to Medical and Dental Council. Fawema Kolebu Teaching Hospital Management, Nessa Fane Core Nurses and Midwifery Council. Inti they were quite specific on Anamoa it was a E2FR report na what it means Nessa Yebeko Ghana Medical Association ni anyone edin komo on doctors ne de no. Na ye wie nso a Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association and so Yakohon so ne any omunso edin komo efa nurses na to all intent and purposes on be one members no but ansa na yebekwa homa ne so me entie the Honorable Health Minister Kwabena Minta Akando and so edituja.
I want to accordingly direct my chief director, the chief director of the Ministry of Health, to write to the following people, the following health professionals and their hospitals and their regulators that disciplinary actions be taken against them. 1. Dr. Anne-Marie Kudo should be referred to the police hospital and the medical and dental council with immediate effect. Dr. Nina Naomi Iram, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital and the medical and dental council. Dr. Ida Drance be referred to Kolebu Teaching Hospital and the medical and dental council. I understand some of these facilities have already started disciplinary actions against some of these people, and I'll urge them to expedite action on them and their respective regulators must also do same. Dr. Genevieve Aja must also be referred to Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Medical and Dental Council. Ms. Akosia B. Texan must be referred to the Greater Accra Regional Hospital and then NMC. Ms. Joy Daisy Nelson, Kolebu Teaching Hospital and NMC. Ms. Salamatu Ahassan Baby must also be referred to Kolebu Teaching Hospital and NMC.
Asempa FM.
And that was the Minister in charge of Health, the Honorable Kwabena Minta Kando, and essentially, also a directing the Chief Director said the committee now recommending omunso emfanye ejuma. And that's from the committee and from the Ministry of Health one perspective. And you call the various associations so members and our semi FA1, and what do they make of the work of the committee? Higher Sempa 94.7 FM. Uajentra 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Your WhatsApp number, Professor Dr. Ernest York, Ghana Medical Association President, ma yanenu in income. Prof, Ekosiisen Suni Akwaba. Officially, as the Medical Association, Monya a copy of this report, committee in a report, no?
Unfortunately, no, Obi. Honestly, some health professionals now are involved, which include doctors, would have been involved even in the outdooring of the report, but we didn't. We've had bits and pieces on radio and on TV, by watching and listening, until we have an idea what transpired.
Okay, as president of the GMA, who initial reaction to the what in this report,
Obi, if those the public have been following what we say and we've been up to about these issues, and then they started and we've been commenting on it for several years. But even recent developments about this unfortunate situation may happen here. We outlined a number of reasons that these issues have been lingering, to the issue about no birth syndrome, a broad term, which starts from the time the patient is determined to have a referral need to the time of contacting an evacuation, that is an ambulance, the response time of the service, transportation, what happens within the vehicle or the medium of transport, how the patient is received, the initial triaging process, what happens after initial assessment, and even moving patients around the hospital to free up space. I can't want them that. We are not surprised as to the findings, and it affirms to all of us we have a challenge on our hands as a nation in terms of our emergency care delivery to the people of this country. So it really emphasizes the point that the issues are systemic. I may enumerate here, beyond what I even said initially, there is funding issue, there's policy issues that ought all to be fixed, including the issue of personnel, which is inadequate, ill-trained, ill-prepared, and ill-motivated, and also the attitude of professionals. And all of these were captured and confirmed in this report. So we are not surprised after the findings.
Okay. Into beyond the findings, some recommendations and so were made. And immediately after, say, the committee chairman, the report, minister also directed the chief director, say, Omuntu Huanamo, acting on the report immediately. Amongst other things, it was also more refer, and because of who represented Ghana Medical Association, some doctors are, I believe, maybe your members, to Kolebu management. Now, Monsign refer one to more regulators, the Dental and Medical Council. What is answer? So much saying.
I'm okay. We have the cause to issue a statement to our members, assuring them, one, we would get the official copy, and two, follow up on the fallout of the committee's report, and then the recommendations specifically, and also reassure the fact that members are you best support them to go through the disciplinary process. But Obi, the conversation after the presentation of the report is being tilted to suggest it appears that the problem is just the doctors and the other health professionals involved. And as I laid out earlier on, if we approach it that way, 10 years time, look, we will have this conversation again. At that time, I'll be on retirement. And it will happen again. Because as happened, we had this conversation 15 years ago, and I'm still having it now. So whilst as an association, we don't hold brief for any culpability of any health professional, and I think we should broaden the conversation, not just doctors, any health professional, let's recognize the inherent hydra-headed problem that we have. So that, yes, while somebody or a health professional may be referred, for further investigation, and let me say here now, what the committee has found, technically, it is not a finding of guilt. You lawyers will probably call it an initial finding, or on the face of it, it appears there are some questions to answer. In the prima facie, yes. And the prima facie will now have to go through a thorough process with the regulators or a disciplinary body set up by the employers at the various hospitals to look into it. It is at that point when they are done, that is where pronouncement of guilt or otherwise or culpability will be declared. That is when we will say that somebody was guilty. Well, but according to that is where the conversation is geared towards, and I am very disappointed. So because of that, some of our members are even receiving threats. Media handles. Yes. And they have been attacked with cyberbullied. You see, but for me, it should not be the focus. Like I said, we are not going to shield anybody, but we are going to support them to go through the process. So that is just one leg of it. But the other issues are so broad and mundane and so deeply rooted. Because you see, the number of ambulance vehicles we have in this country, which Emma just described one on one, and so the number of properly trained emergency technicians are also more ambulance more. They can take good care of you in the right way to your destination. Almost 10. They are coming as emergency care drivers are the only scoop and to deliver. So once we are not holding brief for anybody, it's an unfortunate incident here happening. It is possible, sir, and ambulance technicians will come. And now almost 30 line these people see me so in Kebianka, you could see and it doesn't happen in most of the places. So we have issues about training capacity, we have issues about ambulance numbers, we have issues about ambulance responsiveness. sometimes when you have problem hospital, open from ambulance, now we see lucky now we can this one. When I told
fuel, yeah.
And you and I are aware of these stories. I have paid one before. I have all corners. So one of the hospital no say will be in a stroke, and after heart attack, intimidating. No one never see mantua the gate waiting, and therefore if there's no bed, then there's a problem. Almost so bad that there's a bed the cry noir. If there are oxygen here, there are no oxygen. Or there's a bed, but bed near bed that you treat obia or heart attack. Never moody obia when not stroke now the number into fact. That is why we have supported that. We were probably the first to raise this issue about this emergency command center. It's like a dashboard. They're collecting all the empty spaces and the capacities of the various hospitals across the country on a dashboard. Yes. Over press center and say that case will be direct to. Not that center is receiving hospitals preparing to receive you. So that the issue or the term of no bed syndrome is an euphemism. In a couple of them, so now take euphemism for failed emergency care.
It's emergency care in Shadanya, Papa.
Thank you. And then equipment. Look, a lot of the hospitals are. Look, resuscitation equipment is almost non-negligent. Almost non-existent.
Yes.
Yes, it isn't there. And many places after 6 p.m. on my phone, if you take Kolebu 37, those big hospitals within the center and then on the east side, over on the west side, over east side, after Kolebu, Kanichi Polyclinic Airport, Ukwina, Winiba, Wakotu Trauma Center. So there's a challenge that we need to face. Yes, some people may have been culpable. Let's wait for the outcomes. However, let's use this opportunity as a nation and let's reflect and do the things that will not come to haunt us very soon. But you and I are potential patients.
Sure.
And we know the story that has happened concerning some very prominent people in society, how they died.
Yeah.
Some died in taxis because the emergency response system was not good. It's not because there was no bed
but
or an attitude of the healthcare professional.
Beyond the logistical challenge, which is very obvious. I mean, there is no gainsaying that point, even further. But Utia, it seems to be emerging. The fundamental problem our committee identify here was rather the attitude of the medical staff on duty. Professor Bedu Akwasaka said these medical staff had a duty of care and they failed in that duty of care. That seems to be the fundamental problem. Yes, logistics may not be there, but nipa nimpo bano ahokekane how only patient ne bekasa oni ebusuafo bekasa the attention awode be ma omo. That seems to have been missing in this program. We say any the conclusion of the committee.
So unfortunately, I disagree with you. That is the conclusion. Okay. It is not the conclusion. It's part of the conclusion.
Yes, that's fine.
If you so maybe I'll tell me, Mr. So it is the part of the conclusion. The part of the conclusion says that the attending healthcare professionals failed their duty.
Sure.
Which may be right. Let's even not say it is not true. Right. However, but let me tell you, I am a lecturer. I practice medicine. I teach medicine. Part of the training of doctors includes the coding ethics and professionalism.
Yes.
And even when they qualify, before we throw them in, we take them through similar issues, and we police it. So the medical association has an ethics and disciplinary committee, and it's at various levels. The employer has one, the regulatory body has one. Of course, there are bad nuts, which we need to fish out anytime that we have in all other endeavors or professions.
Yes.
So, like I said, even if there is a culpability, let's wait till the conclusion comes. What I am just saying is that as that is true, because we as an association will certainly, speak to our doctors, and we continue to do so. Look, on almost every quarter, there is a session we call continuous professional development that we do and engage our members, and we echo and emphasize the need to be ethical and professional in their standards and what they do. Okay, so we don't shy away from that, and we'll continue to pursue that. Okay, but the caution I'm just saying is that, yes, the conclusion may suggest so, but in the same conclusion or the findings, it talks about the establishment of other emergency, digital emergency center, and a whole lot. And I will tell you that as we speak, there isn't any valid regulation or guidance as to the emergency care in this country. There isn't. One was attempted 2011. It is not fit for purpose now. Okay, so I am saying that let these professionals go through the process, but whilst we are waiting for the outcome, and as we reflect as a nation going forward, yes, I say, the jigsaw in the puzzle, while we continue to have this cyclical issue, it's fixed.
It's fixed. Do you get the feeling as an association, sir, members maybe are being scapegoated?
Well, like I said, it appears so. Look, since the conversation started yesterday, it's all about the headlines you can read, including your own portal. Doctors refer for this disciplinary committee, nurses refer to this disciplinary committee, and even with my conversation with you, it is veering towards that. I spoke to Omanyene on Adam this morning. It was the same thing, and I pointed that out to him also. So it appears, yes, that somebody is being scapegoated. But we are saying that we uphold the highest professional, and we support the upholding of highest professional standards. And they can say, no, let them go through the process. We are going to give them the support. That is it. But then, let's be cautious as a nation, and let's say that it's because when we refer them, case, to a track. Case me to try. Like the doctors, nurses, or China menu. Let me, be cautious in saying this, but nobody knows tomorrow, and at your meeting will be at any time. And unfortunately, it might happen. So we don't want that. That is why we are saying that let's be cautious about how we approach this issue, and let's not just focus on the health professionals involved. Thank you.
Now, members now receive threats near the support ben amodemo Moses here.
Okay, so as the president of the association, I have personally been in touch with them.
Okay.
All the people involved, and I've assured them our support to through this difficult process. Cyberbullying and so. We are looking into it. If it continues, we would have to make an official report. We've also solicited the help of psychologists and some psychiatrists and healthcare professionals to give them the necessary psychological support for them to be able to go through this process. But I'll urge all of us, those of us listening and even beyond, at this stage, nobody has been pronounced guilty.
Yes.
The PBR means we all falter in one way or the other wherever we are. In Kenya, we're coming to mount the high horse to try and vilify somebody and cyberbully somebody. We don't want that. Let them go through the process. They are ready to submit. And when it is done, whatever comes out, the people of this country will be aware or be made known.
Very well. Prof, my nasi bibiani ya yebesamba bidin komobio. Why?
Obi midasi.
Yeah,
thank you.
Papa, nyamisha. Professor Ernest York, president of the Ghana Medical Association, and Amotesi Eneno AD and Como. Inti, wetie no your thoughts 0548 443 523. Happy 40th birthday to Mr. Kweku Bediakon Udro, CEO of Chocolate Clothing and Cacao. May you continue to enjoy incredible blessings and make the family proud. From Professor Kwejo Asari Udro Senior, your dad, Mrs. Mary Fijina Youngson Udru, your mom, and your siblings, Dr. Ekwia Kwasu Udru Yale, Professor K.A. Udru Jr., Mrs. Ekwia Fusua Udru Ampoma, and of course your uncle, Dr. Kofi Youngson, Enso Ekaho. And to have a fantastic birthday, Mr. Kweku Bediakon Udru, CEO of Chocolate Clothing and Cacao, 40 years today. Welcome to the 4th floor. Live to be 94.7 and beyond. We wish you very, 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 very well. Hi, Obi. A happy birthday to the one and only Kobe Standard, popularly known as Shakur, from New Jersey, US of A. Wishing you continued wealth, success, and blessings this year and beyond. And this from Evans Udro, also in New Jersey, US of A. Have a good birthday celebration. Hi, Obi. Good afternoon. Glorious birthday to Mrs. Sheila Corsa of Association International School, from your beloved husband, Reverend John Corsa, the pastor in charge of ICGC Christ Temple East. May God bless your new age. Nana Ekwia Moa Boatin Ewo Ablekuma Central and Onodi Way Abrain. Nana Yadase Papa. Let me read some more messages. Na afi Yentwaso. Into WhatsApp number ni 0548 443 523. We say, Obi, read my message for once, please. The black man wasn't created to rule a country, period. And that's the gospel truth. Ready? Thomas Boating and the way Abba. Yeah, that's it, Thomas. Obi, good day. Happy birthday to a special one. You are the anchor of joy, the source of hope, and the tree of happiness to us and everyone around you. We are proud of you and privileged to be part of you. We wish you abundant blessings on this occasion of your birthday. To you, Mrs. Philippine Esinu Gakpo Atinga of NIB Spintex branch, from your husband, Philip Atinga, and your children, Peter, Pearl, and Philip. In a Mrs. Philippine Esinu Gakpo. Happy birthday to you. Obi, good afternoon. Hostel prices are out of control. Just saw fresh complaints everywhere. Students and families struggling as hostel fees keep skyrocketing while school fees remain manageable. In Ghana, where accommodation now costs more than the actual education. How are average families supposed to cope? Private hostels charging premium rate with basic facilities, no proper regulation, and zero relief in sight. This is just inconvenient. It's threatening access to education. Young people are being priced out of staying in school. How are average families supposed to cope? And also hashtag reduce hostel fees, hashtag hostel price hike, hashtag Ghana education, and hashtag student struggles. Paddy Uwagbawi top base. Hi Obi, I am Nana Yabua Jemfi Abakomahini in Hamburg. Okay, Nana. Anyways, Mate Medase, we'll deal with your concern. Good afternoon, Obi. Please, can you follow up on why the National Service Authority has decided not to pay the allowance for personnel? Please, they are really suffering. I feel the delay is because of an agreement between NSA and Absa Bank to force the personnel to take a loan from the bank in the name of overdraft. Please kindly say talk about this for the personnel. They haven't received any allowance since February. Kwabena Owa Dentan. Obi, good afternoon. A lot is happening within the various security services under the Ministry of the Interior. If you could remember, on the 2nd day of March 2026, the ministry issued a press statement saying government has cleared all rent allowances owed the various security services spanning the whole of 2025. But as we speak, it's only 6 months that has been paid, leaving another 6 months still in arrears. And the first quarter of 2026 too has ended without being paid. The ministry also promised to mechanize the rent arrears onto our salary, explaining we were now going to receive the rent in addition to our salaries every month, starting from March 2026. And that has still not been done. Can you contact the authorities for us to know why all of these delays? Thank you. Obi, good afternoon. I am hoping that this measure by the health ministry will not be a 9-day wonder. Other patients have died for more dangerous act of medical on the part of medical professionals. Let's hope that the government is not doing this because the deceased has a very big family or is a member of the ruling party. Umar Ewakra. This one says, Obi, the health professionals mistook the victim, Charles Emisa, to be an Okada rider, hence their refusal in giving him the needed care. Stino or Accra. Wesa Obi, the saddest part is that this story shocks us today. But deep down, many Ghanaians are not even surprised anymore. We've become too accustomed to hearing no bed, go elsewhere, or receiving poor emergency care. People say, quote, oh, hospital where there's unquote. Committees will be formed, recommendations written, and yet nothing changes structurally. Until authorities treat this as a systemic failure instead of isolated cases, more people will continue to die unnecessarily. We are literally dancing bam bambalika around death with noise but no accountability and no real reforms. Yao or Berlin and Audiway a brain. Mayankwa Homane so Bright Amisa Nyako, a Ghana coalition of NGOs in health, one national chairman. Bright Ekosiisen On Asempa.
Obi mejo so metia emi otie fo nyina so.
Bibia ekoye dia. Bibia ekoye.
Nyamia dom yegu so. You didn't cry your children.
Yeah. You say more follow Emisa in semi Ministry of Health STP in a set up a committee led by Professor Bedu Akosa and no report na command minister. Wedding community at was saying.
I'm say you community as civil society organization and our concerned citizens award your health sector.
Yes.
Na eligible cases mechanism for many years and for the first time no at least report bisa aba ema yitimi the other to public ema yina yitimi edin webobo na ye kire ya gen ewo say yinia Charles Emisa the two no enka branch ya the hususi ne hususa obetimi enya bankwa enso the offerment intimidation and Panana a wholesome case. And the reporter opening Professor Jimavidu Akosa only Yapum the wholesome Pana with me Ashishimna or the Abetijana. And idea Yajano as supreme.
But the recommendations, no, I mean, or more identify medical professionals, maybe a doctors, maybe a nurses, Ediomun Edin Truja, Akase, ministry Nenshe, Nayan refer one to management of their respective hospitals, no, and after or more regulators in the for nurses a woman, no, yemfa won command nurses and midwifery council, for doctors a woman, no, yemfa won call ma medical and dental council. Way to go.
Obi, me feel say it is in the right step in the direction because doctors and nurses are here come once a after almost school or more core any idea no more professional associations and so na a regulatory na more mandate more to me a practicing and to say on my no asuki bi pra e de more so more these professional bodies no agree home na almost they actually breach their code of conduct in their account to the latter na associate na the amomo the so say ehwehwema professor die ni ma omoye no the omuhu wo na omode abetu jaram man so eno ensi ho the professional body no so by now so omunye omunhwehwe munwie ya omode ne oma bebre abetoto ho no omuhu dia ese efata na omune sa empofoye edi. But to ask the general public and citizens of Ghana there,
yes,
you saw can see the mind say unti nimfa sabi obi enkwa to chacha na ye dia wepe na umfa ho endisa. The cost will be say a free say emergency systems in the movie say your vehicles is so anase to say no dia na ye hwehwa say yin your no so obi it me man attention kakra and that is the first aid that you can want him. You didn't even do you no hospital akasiemi and no obia and ni no and that is the call for concern say and onenam sama or the training kwa I believe so you can say no best syndrome bibia ni wo normal bia kwa ni wo kwa na your doctors or na your nurses on duty na your encofo wa and come betimi ade no na ya can be before na you say you no na sa condition na anyone na EDBB sa ebae and as far as you are on duty na as part of a profession obi of ever BNS so okay na went to me anyesan and say professional bodies me to me efifem na where for far we play for na
yes
the associate e wo no omodema sa enuanom na omoma bibi start here
many Ghana Medical Association president akasa na omo kase if we are not careful we may personalize the issue, scapegoat some people. Oh, who doctor we nurses we ye omadi ananse ya twe omaso na the real systemic structural problem no of your emergency care as a country ni ade no da so ho a ansha na ya nsolve no ete wo san
many opinion aye agree with baby and baby so many no anya agree say yin say the structural system emergency system no ye edumakasi a eda wa say family na yin na ye ka ho asem na ye all together na ye ma ye ki aban agree ejina so say obe prioritize na wa solve amayen na now with immediate effect and I say the other day you name for free music here and the then is see ya you know man e training oh you know man no say accident no nya no ni otiminya ambulance service and your first emergency services no
yes
you clinical hospital ba ko nyenu biensa and one hospitals are kesepa ayewo e wo kroimu a no matter what it is, you know, there was a specialized case in the so far, and could be between Aji Linkwa, see what at the Amai.
Okay.
But ye nyasa nipano, Bia, a wood duty, Omutini attended to Yeniano. And then they are some of your council.
Yeah.
My constructors in the ambulance and at least a flow mono. So Omuchi then crowd, Mutimi be do ye at the epita on me. meeting over an hour and or it means that there was some emergency provision, which is the vehicle na ye can want SMCC. And at the attention is from the man so the meeting and yet personally now crowd the woman. The person didn't die in the ambulance, at least he died in the facility. Obi personnel be one.
Yeah.
And you know argument now yes to say is you are skipping one step and a critical, which is the emergency vehicle or modern betuma commission about facility. I have being a specialist on also soon COVID me associating the breast with me continue the treatment whichever. But emergency forwarding by the creator. The next service once they were personnel on duty. And looking at everything I catch personality in a way on one to me on professional duties so fully. But however, we still give them the room to also respond say very
well. Right, my nas be any baby din komo. Why?
But beyond that, we say it's me obia na or the ambulance a buyer a bedroom see and I think so family so more free or money. I think say it's me a compensate or see and a report about out
okay,
so that it doesn't become like you are not sacrificing a life yet they fix some of the challenges in the medical field, but so or money really send your money so that one more some form of compensation and we are not ambulance and also rush here. Let's see when the buy so you're born about so many who say it is a holistic idea report about outer attaching on all the personnel who were involved. Now they deserve a reward and they are rewarded no they deserve punishment and so
my say bibiani ebese di komo. Fantastic. Right, Emi Sanyakon, or a president and a chairman edema the Ghana Coalition of NGOs in Health and Amoten in Kano. Lots and lots of your messages. Maminfa Wiyinkwem Yensa Etumi Aka, the actual reporter, Professor Bedu Akosa, Edekokoma, Health Minister no Ebi. A 64 slides because a PowerPoint report. A 64 slides. In all the recommendations no omoye no and as a key findings omoye ni nyina ewa ha nkofo omoni omukasa site omo visit all of those nyina wa ha meba na medimo go through all the key findings no enyinara but we say Obi talk about this for me. The way mad people have become plenty in this town. Example from High Court to Independence Square on the pavement, they are all over. And another thing is that the whole stretch is very dirty. Please, who is in charge of that? Talk about this. Reverend Blessing, convener, concerned parent group. Obi, good afternoon. Is there any update on the alleged inflated contract on the Big Push project? This is Abdullahi Jesse from Senya Busuoku. Obekaya time of 4th estate AF story no president Ekasa hono omanpenyika se wahye se 4th estate for emfa omo concerns ni nyina entro enfamre aban na the roads minister will be directed to respond officially and he would have to go back to 4th estate to find out say omanya sa response no and hello Ekosiisen saying keep the good work doing. This is Otabel Okra Kwajo in the Okra district of the Eastern region. Hi Obi, remember this. Dr. Etuahene was campaigning for the NDC in 2024 and he was all over the place defending the NDC. Do you think he will be objective in this? In accounting, we look at the current balance against the previous balance to ascertain profit or loss. The previous year's deficit was 58 billion cedis against deficit of 93 billion, which means the deficit has increased by 35 billion cedis. As an economist, I agree with Honorable Kujo Opon Kroma on this one. Richard Asare, or Maryland, German town. Good day, Obi. I'm listening to you live from Tuxedo Park Way in Newark, New Jersey. Elvis Kwesi Opon. Hi, Obi. You are super talented. Watching you live inside Adeso. What happened to Air Ghana? Big Joe, Ewo Adeso. Hi, Obi. I am Eugene and my wife Becky. We are watching you live from Frankfurt, Germany. God bless you. Into Eugene, one of your Becky, Moshe in CCIA Kasei, El Frankfurt, Germany. Yami in Shramo, na Onyamokese, Munkoswa and Shane. Obi, I'm watching you live from Sydney, Yaguna. My name is Sammy. Sammy, thank you. Hi, Obi. We are watching you live from Toronto, Canada. Greetings to Alexander Frimpong, the incoming Member of Parliament for Asante Achim South. To succeed Honorable Kweku Asante Boateng. My name is Roski Yedase. Obi, okay. Very good afternoon to you. On behalf of the community, I extend heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Doyo Kujo Gansa for her instrumental role in facilitating the construction of the Ada-Foa to Totope 10-kilometer road. The relentless pressure was real and impossible to overlook. With this milestone achieved, our next collective hope is to see water provision addressed for the benefit of all. Nana Tessia Born Great or Spintex Road and I won't know the way Abrenana Yedase Papa. And the Monfa messages, I'll come back and read the messages for you. But before that, no, Philemon Ejapon or Assistant PRO at the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Philemon Ekosiisen On Asempa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
na ohoye dear.
About another meeting.
Sir, Mate, sir, mo members Nibia committee, no, a site one, no, ya refer one to the management of their respective hospitals, and science ready one aqua the Nurses and Midwifery Council. Sir, Mate, answer, no.
Yes, Obi. Now, Menoka say, as an association, you do so. I can say you bring your official communication to that effect.
I don't know if that official communication will come because the referral, no, you refer one to the Nurses and Midwifery Council. Someone on your council, no. I don't know why you are expecting official communication.
Okay, so Ghana Health Service Act now. Yes. We are an interested party.
Okay.
I understand institution the other policy will be an answer. I don't know if disciplinary procedure, the member must be represented by a union personnel. Fair processes and a fair trial is going to so that the person is not disadvantaged in a way.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, maybe the committee has aired or the processes have been aired. Or share their course now. Obi. As an institution, we do not think that appropriate say a young man should die out of such a situation. It's a very unfortunate incident. We don't wish anybody goes through that. However, there are underlying issues, underlying concerns, and I hope the reports. Now, we will peruse all the reports and the nitty-gritties of the reports. So we see a section of the report in the crowd. No, cassette. Ambulance service now, patients need to move him around. The people were near careers. What does it mean? What does it tell us as Ghanaians? Say a foul feet, accident scene, that's a they will hospital. They can't take practical steps to arrest the bleeding. And I say they cannot keep you in a certain way to sustain your life. They see say the person risked the hospital alive, so we cannot blame them much. But there are practical breakdowns. Oko hospital, na say kase bed ni ho. A practical issue. Ye kase staff na ho nisha. We can do an investigation and check the number of staff at emergency units at various hospitals. There are a number of hospitals or emergency services. Staff now to interact with them. They are all breaking down. Their backs are breaking down because they are few. The skilled ones are all trying to leave the country, and the few ones are breaking their backs to render services. And unfortunately, sometimes they are overwhelmed with the situation, and it affects service delivery. Means that will be a thing that say on your negligence.
Okay.
And I say on your buapayoma ubi. However, I'm saying that there are fundamental issues as a country we need to pay practical attention to resolve, devoid of politics, devoid of blame, but we need to address those concerns.
Very well. I mean, inti yebeshe now committee findings no guilt has been pronounced yet. They will go through the disciplinary process. Said Wakano, more members you support them throughout, that entire process. Inti the EBCB and EBC Babi din komobio. Why?
Now, Memphis, Quensuma, Bushano Yakubim.
Okay.
Okay, CMI. If he said, BCB or Ghana. Now, feeling so necessary from to their respective regulatory bodies.
Yes.
They have to go through due process so that they are year to year.
But sir, Monso as an association, sir, motete sir, nipa bebre na keka. Of course, not to hold breath for anyone, and when so not to sound prejudicial, but motete sir ya nipa bebre keka sir, and a nurses subayo beko hospital. A man for yare na nurses will phone so no more ye WhatsApp, no more ye say how our nurses ni a man for kasa, how our doctors ni a man for kasa. Motete san seminar. Eya hamo anamo motia no mapia to be moteda
every unit be in the hospital no necessary adwuma no ye line managers enti se wo call emergency unit wa ye line manager ho ono na ye nurse panyi pa ho ono report to maybe the DDNS of the facility now the DDNS no report to the chief nursing officer. Into those line of communications, checks and balances. Into so obi akoto se obi and your mom watching and hospital hono said okra phone nipe but no okra phone or umpino and now kasalo umpina. Just ask for the line manager and report that as person is will be able your friends name tag. But sometimes we're mistaking some of our jobs to say Okaphone. And then every now and then we are working on the computer. Obiaba, maybe being a friend lab or friend Dr. B or friend specialist B or Ogusono or enter details or computer or say table no one or you may think that or computer and say or your course maybe or your course won't see it, but it may not necessarily be the case. We have situations where people reported when we went into it, even the person that reported was apologizing. There are instances that it can be true. I will not go brief for anybody. Okay. And there are some situations or sometimes it's not entirely the case. And I'm to tell them Oko hospital, Oko OPD, Oko maternity, Oko units. Not so if say and Shayano and Ko yesterday. Who is the line manager of the facility? See the person, report the issue to the line manager. The line manager will call the individual and get the details.
And if there is any response he has to give you, he will do that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. So Obi, yeah, Ghana for now, so yeah, can Obi. Obi, the Diba Hospital, no, be do. Sometimes they want to dictate how things should be done to us.
Yeah.
The men are a clinical person, I'm a teacher, we know, and they say, wait, my child didn't say, no. Obi na aba for now, officer, on all enjoy the Biani, no. We think that I've neglected the person. Jamaican say fundamental issues to be education. Lack of adequate staff at the units, especially emergency units. Lack of logistics, lack of skilled personnel. Systemic challenges are the person share na solve it. Now a wake up call for an urgent investigation in our emergency system. So that we can look at maybe expanding capacity building, improve referral coordination. So that we have continuous professional training to ensure emergency response. And yes, the blame will be there. Or more, or they are just a number of them. Are we going to continue to subject maybe the staff to scrutiny whilst the systemic issues are also left untouched? We have to have a balanced approach in resolving the whole thing. But the right thing must be done. Referring the people to their regulatory bodies, very well. A nurse, a doctor, according to how I lay down principles, regulatory bodies now they will look at your job description, what was expected of you, reasonable mass standard, what were you supposed to do in accordance with job description and level of training and a level of exposure. It's the right thing to do, but however, I want us to look at it holistically. Client care, holistic, and not personal, facility based, and so on.
Mate, my seni fancy, Bibiania, you ever be in Comobio. Why? That's papa. Ekosiisen Assistant PR Roma, Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, Philemon Japan, Ena, Yatin in Kano. Mamincha Ernest Kofi Owusu-Bempabunsu, who is doing the listening all the way from Kodua in the Asante Achem municipality, Agogo, specifically in the Ashanti region. Ernest Kofi Owusu-Bempabunsu, good afternoon and thanks for listening. Where's Obi? Why is everyone silent on the failure of the police to arrest the hit and run driver? What happened to the cameras installed on our major highways? Take this up and question the police hierarchy on this. A review of the cameras can help arrest the driver. Enono seems to be missing from there, and I agree with you. Kweku that's Papa Ghana news page for this one. Hit and run driver now started sad you win, so dear. And let me take you through portions of the report. It said a 64 slides in this report. Now, OSHA committee members now, Professor Ajimanbedu Akosa, retired consultant pathologist, former Director General, Ghana Health Service, or a chairman. Dr. Koku Awuno Williams, technical advisor, Ministry of Health, and a consultant, WHO, and also a member. Dr. Conrad Baki, consultant emergency medicine, UK and Ghana, or a member. Dr. Henry K. Bulle, senior emergency medicine physician, head department, accident and emergency, Kolebu, or a member. Dr. Kwame Ekremet, senior emergency medicine physician, head emergency department, UGMC, or a member. Madame Faustina Excel Adepa, emergency and critical care nurse and principal, peri-operative and critical care nursing school, or a member. Madame Gertrude Nana Konedu Ajeman, emergency and critical care nurse, or a Ghana registered Nurses and Midwives Association rep, into GRNMA rep, and also a member. Alhaji Dr. Inua Yusuf Esquire, or a head, Director Legal Affairs, Ministry of Health, and a senior specialist pharmacist on also a member and secretary in the way any committee no me ba afe key findings no yebekum na mahu said nyoma esi etie ma yensa ka honorable Godfrey Dame ewo ahomane so oye former Attorney General of the Republic ono anso na ye lawyer edema former Buffer Stock Company CEO honorable Akwaba na apomi ye de
apo boko
nyame adom papa ye ho eye na enra ye ne wo edi nkomo na wo kase enyade a yo company for ma wo access to my client na munim baby a wo and all of that enne Deputy Attorney General Justice Frem Sai any central for kasa with your permission Mr. say anka yentie ne nsam ode to dwane bi and then I'll pick your reaction.
Oh but so Martin.
Oh what an nsam no that's fine.
Yes.
Intina ono kasa de wo ka no enye no kre na omo frɛ wo mpo no no mo ama onam radio stations na wo ye interviews any ade na wo ka se mo anya access that's not true.
But no crack mum asma kana no crack because number one also will frame me man of frame me time be no frame me say if also will frame me because the why all the same time or me number on frame that if I frame on cancel time of frame so it's not true and same me say Leon the lawyers from the office were there senior lawyers which is JBP
yeah Richard Jambi yeah or chairman criminal procedure
yes or criminal procedure
yes
a very experienced practitioner about 20 years at the bar or only a partner or damning partners.
Oh, okay.
All throughout. And no, only pay only at the middle level attorneys more 8 years, 10 years, almost a lower level, about 3-4 years. Only I can no more quay. No, not just yesterday, Tuesday, they started. Tuesday, almost sound from one, probably 10:30 to be 8 p.m. You perform for more point, no Mijano. No. Then it continued again on Wednesday and now sometimes up to be 6 p.m. Answer. Indeed, Hanan Gavampo or the Dianiba Ebe Hanan. No better one of the lawyers, ya Bompon, and Lubipon. Or the Dianibino. Now, ya Bompo per se. But no more command Hanan because by the security for so government bit mapper no some security the secretary or didn't tell Marco no lawyer how can they say first no money one na Hanan and Tampono or say na 7:45 no frame me or frame me didn't see no way see there is another question. No, say no. Oguni e person ya. Atoma oyare no. Obae, I was in bar office ono. Ogwomu, but he was denied access to council. Na sa yare na deputy attorney on the council hana yare. Na yen no. He doesn't even know the fact. That's important. Yare no is Tuesday. Tuesday na say chain no. Na around every year, 1 or 2 baby. Or started off from a tea or free normally no call hospital. It's not an yeah, right. Okay. Or that's a noble on Besomia. You can say, one not or family. Time no family. Where is the evidence of that? Or no or family? Time no family. Now, why must it take tell me that more personally? Lawyers to all senior lawyers, experienced lawyers, nobody know. Which is that we or even senior to Deputy Attorney General. So it's near to him. You don't know. A check criminal procedure or law school with DS, among 4P, or very no. And that's point I just say, as one kind of friend say. And then, Omuma lawyers and the Hanan Echo, your office. Nothing count. But where you want to go so? Kejman also, yeah, Yoku, executive director, no, Remonacha. First, Omokonopa. Obviously, Remonacha, no meeting can take place. And also, meet me in the engagement we are. No more, over office, no, your form is almost back. No more samba back. No more interrogation. No more be about an hour or 2 hours ago. Yeah.
In the end, interrogation. Interrogation.
Yes, and then no more. There was a meeting, and this Obama report here. The same fact, same old matter, same charges. There's no new charge.
Fresh evidence, fresh charges be up and
fresh evidence be out. So, Omuna, I tell you, it's on press conference. I'll be from called for no me before called to press conference or evidence. That's trouble. It's almost already fresh evidence. Almost fresh evidence, right? Some on press conference. No, evidence at all. We have the evidence here. And it won't take so much time. And this one was that fresh evidence. Nothing at all.
Inti, Sisi, our client were in Sisi.
Oh, they say, on the office. And we, you know.
Not about granting the bail, man. What meeting conditions?
Yes, and no, Mujan's uncle. Now, why must you say, if an oppressor, no more share, no moving that, then why were they keeping him? If a woman himself or mean to be interview him or interrogate him or ask him questions in the absence of his lawyers, and then why were they keeping him? Why did they keep him for 2 days? That's because I mean, there's nowhere any meaningful interrogation or examination or interview of an accused person who is represented can take place in the absence of his counsel. So, suspect you as an accused person or lawyer, now person not a lawyer in the world. So it cannot take place.
Yes.
Then why were you keeping him for 2 days? Then the question, it's just a matter of telling the accused person so if I saw a lawyer, and lawyer very friendly. Friends, accused person very friendly.
Yes. Yes.
Why is that? In fact, Omija and of friend 745. Not friendly.
Not just Omujina without him posting any bail condition.
Nothing at all. If at all, we can maybe say if there was maybe I'm sure maybe the same terms. I don't know, but there was nothing at all. And I told the team, so I'm locking it up about 7.5. We did the same old charges into him. No coffee. And little bit in the lawyer by. Not the lawyer by maybe questions and they say nothing new has happened.
Would that be probably because now Omamani bail that earlier into they thought that would suffice?
Yeah, I don't know because as far as I'm concerned, the old charges. So old charges, some are withdraw.
Yeah, my withdraw. Sure.
There's no case pending.
Yes. It is a say for more train the next move from either Yoko and as Attorney General, right?
Yes. But so that they have always been available. They've been fully cooperative. Season of Nomania, a banner freeze of Nomania, a banner peso, Omias Campom de yet Yamiadum, Omui, Omachase, Omdi Kataka. More. How can you prosecute somebody when you are frozen all his assets? Essentially, you are tying the person's hands to his back, and even that is contrary to law. Because you could only say a person fees will be asset. I saw a man of a coin or beat me in Yakacha or the Beshan or beat me in business and look up account. In this case, woman say, why is it completely? Hey. Anyway.
Yeah, it is a Siana. Attorney General, I withdraw charges no from court. Iyoko area arresting no omuye investigation munya enhu so ombeko court bi ana so omunko court bi. Would you apply for the assets to be unfrozen and answer what will be my next move?
Oh, sure. So me show me that. No, I'm pen on me. Sure, we are just watching, examining the situation.
Yeah.
To see what they want to do.
Yeah.
But what I can say is, on the body be a training, all because they made an oral promise. Now how can I buy it? Me back power, no back power. No, see, me police near oral. It means me back be prosecute members of the outgoing government. It means once I ban what I did say. Well, me say so open cases now prosecute. End of Breno. There's no cases, so they must manufacture or they must dream up some cases. So they are dreaming up the cases, and you can't prosecute dreamt up cases. Do you understand?
But we are sure
understood for the test.
Yeah, we are sure.
But I say.
Yeah, let me. We are sure say or more bre in terms of prosecuting cases.
I won't bring Gamuko court. I was very drawn anyway. What I'm saying is that the oral must understood for the test.
Okay.
We must accept it as a policy of the NDC, and it is because it was a major campaign promise. And the question is, how can a party seeking to win power set out their promises as a major policy? The fact that when they come, they're going to embark on prosecution of the outgone government for corruption. You have not even met the investigators. You have not even met the Director General of CID. You haven't met the Director General of the Executive Director of Yoko, or you haven't met anybody at all. You have not appointed anybody to office. You have no Attorney General. Yet you are more politics and some prosecuting members of the opposition. How is that possible? I mean, so clearly you must find some cases to do, and that's what we are seeing. So all these cases really are just a product of the propagandist promises of the NDC. Anyway,
you believe say omu go by the report now oral committee ne submitted to AG, you know, if enoa na be foundation for more prosecutions there, then enkosiaga.
Actually, we oral committee report to be out. One oral committee my report. Then a woman, then their core report. Nobody knows. Baby, nine of someone who know. Baby, she, baby, stand on me. We are no baby. We are free. O man will meet me. It's all bizarre. Okay, to black one. And don't live only Martin Pebu. Nobody baby evidence or.
Very well.
What I know is obviously that case. Yeah. Part of the oral one. Okay. Rambo in the jungle. Rambo in the jungle. We say law cases. It's Rambo in the jungle. Don't justify it.
Honorable Godfrey Dame, my nasi bibi ani ebesi aba be din komo bio.
That's right.
Yeah, that's papa. Godfrey Yabo Adame, a former Attorney General of the Republic of Ghana. Yentie earlier in Samoa, Justice Frem Sai, PhD, only a Deputy Attorney General of the Republic. Nin Samoa de Tuja, Efa Enra, Enkomoa, Yene Godfrey Dame Edie, Yentie.
He was supposed to just be interrogated immediately, then will be discharged. But he fell sick and was taken to the hospital. And when he came back, instead of his lawyers, the former Attorney General, Deputy Attorney General, to come so that interrogation will be done, he chose to rather be granting interview in his office and in the media and calling into radio programs to say things that he knows are wrong and are not true. I mean, he said their time they used to assign cases to, what is this? They used to assign cases to experienced judges. My duty as an Attorney General is not to assign cases. It is the Chief Justice that assign cases. So if he, at his time, was playing the role of the Chief Justice and assigning cases to people he considered to be experienced judges, that is problematic. Besides that, all the cases we have assigned, or all the cases that have been assigned, or the judges hearing all these cases, are judges who were in the High Court long before that should be experienced. You don't come to the High Court unless you are experienced. And they are as far as I know, those judges are judges. One is even coming from Court of Appeal to hear the matter. So it makes us wonder what it means by experience. Is this something that we don't know about? So for a former Attorney General who is now into private practice, I know he has to earn his fees, but there must be some basic principles on which lawyers, even private lawyers, earn their fees. Let alone a lawyer who was occupying the high office of the Attorney General. I don't think...
Right. He says that the issue of fresh charges that you talk about, fresh evidence, I beg your pardon, is non-existent. He says there's no case pending, there's no fresh evidence. What's your response?
How would he know? You see, instead of him to accompany his clients to do interrogation, through the interrogation, he's sitting on TV, calling to radio programs and talking. But his client will be going for interrogation today. He was discharged yesterday. He'll be going for interrogation today. That is when he will know. If he chooses not to be on radio and follow him, he will definitely know where the fresh evidence. He has no basis to know whether there's fresh evidence or not, because he has not accompanied his client to the office.
But he said his junior...
He says that he was denied access.
Exactly.
They were denied access, but you were saying that they didn't come. So what exactly is
that? Is false. That is false. Completely false. His client was not well and was taking the clinic yesterday. When they came back, the interrogators were waiting for him to come, because you cannot interrogate a suspect in the absence of his lawyer. And we know the accused person had lawyers. So it is fair and right and the proper thing to do to wait for the lawyers to come. He was nowhere to be found.
He said his junior doctors, lawyers, I must say, sat at the Eyoko's headquarters, waiting for them to be, interrogated. But you didn't give him that access.
That is hearsay. He is claiming that, and I am telling you that most of the time yesterday was spent waiting for him and his lawyers to come, and he never showed up. I think it was the same time that he was on TV and radio granting interviews. And I think that, you see, there should be some basic principles with which all of us work, because I've had personal conversation with him on the day we withdrew the charges, and he made specific requests, some of which have been granted.
What are those requests?
These are professional conversation, and I wouldn't want to disclose, and I think his client. So I expect him to respect the confidence I have in him as a former Attorney General and the conversation we had. And one of the requests is still pending. You can ask him when he chooses to. You can ask him.
Are you frustrated? What's the status of this fresh evidence you talk about, and when are we likely to see fresh charges being preferred?
So let me take you through the process. You cannot just come to court when you have fresh evidence in a criminal trial, right, and start throwing in the evidence.
That's what I'm asking about.
So you need to first interrogate and hear from the accused person in respect of those new fresh evidence that you've gathered. That will inform your final decision whether to go ahead and charge the person or not. But to say that fresh evidence is not available merely because you don't have it is completely improper and unethical.
The voice of the Deputy Attorney General of the Republic, Justice Remsai, PhD, and Mote se Yebo Ede Amamo, enti Eliani and Godfred Yebo Adame, and so Eddie and Como. Ekosiisen On Asempa 94.7 FM. O messages will be to me the audio abrain 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Enche your discussion segment no ebe bremo. Abbas Nuruddin Esquire or a Chief Executive Officer Social Investment Fund and Akwa Ashanti Region in Soa or a Regional Communications Officer Edema NDC. The Honorable Collins Usua Mankwa, a former MP for the Menchia North constituency. Honorable Bakayen who studio ha na yede enkomono abremo. Ba ansana no moma yanyemre ni yentie we yeba discussion segment no yede etwa so mo messages na abanen so mekan ni nyina amamo after this short break yeba sisia.
Hello, lady in the water tree. I may hear what's on Sama for what you just said.
Ma hi, your friend me Pamela. Mr. Mami mobile app details na your phone travel to me bio.
And I'm a crowdfund was to say me free fee.
Hello? Customer experience. You're blocking my account, Mr. Roman. Your PIN number and I'm blocking.
It's been on the hope pray to me feed you. Mr. Click the link what text message I send the one who says Sierra. Now you upgrade the one for your ATM services for fraud or so. Now when I'm in the Jew who pan, one hour click it can and send no more journey. Can't no cray, like play. Won't crow between me at the sales and feed you. But who buy? I say Ecobank ain't free and I sendable email and I'm messaging Miss our PIN, OTP, bank card and our Ghana card was sent. My winning now, Ecobank, the Pan-African Bank.
Africa Beauty,
Deep purple. Did you purple? It is a water mackerel I would Giannia. I want to Africa Queen mackerel. The wait, so we do keke. No pokwa.
a dear baby, not a broad any penny out of you. You're a malaria fever, Ontario, typhoid fever, Ontario, body and menstrual pain, Ontario, cold and jointed, Ontario, loss of appetite, Ontario, mono, Ontario, say a good one, Ontario, woman, Ontario, no one's on a song to me, Ontario, I am Johnny, Ontario, I want to do one, Ontario, mono, Ontario,
Na last year you're massive. I feel DJI. Asempa from UCF Funday. 30th May. See Havana Bay Day. Tama Bay Day. Wine and edge. I feel UEFA Champions League. Get ready. Asempa from UCF Funday. Yes, a match no Giants Chris no. Na ye boss watola. Eti mark date no calendar so. 30th May. Yes, shout Havana. Asempa from UCF Funday. Powered by Adum FM. Only Adum TV. Request yesterday. Nasco. Bring home happiness. Soccer bet. Your best bet for sports betting. The digital if you did Kiss Condom. Start with Kiss Condoms and go smooth with Kiss Strawberry Gel. See Havana Park and Restaurant. Great tradition, great entertainment. TSTV. Feel every moment.
Chedia Kessie, Electoral Ghana Limited, yeah, Mamu, Chedia Kessie for our loyal customers. Because your loyalty deserves more, yeah, Mamu, Chedia Kessie pa. Big rewards for you and me from Accra to Tamale, all over Ghana. Electoral, yeah, #1. Just buy your favorite Samsung, 2CL, Media, and NASCO Electronics from any Electoral showroom or authorized reseller store nationwide. Dial *98*8888# or go to register.electoralandraffles.com and enter our weekly and monthly draws and stand a chance to win big. From TVs, ACs, fridges, gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, mobile phones, and more rewards just for you. Approved by MLA Caritas Platform. Electoral Ghana Limited. Rewarding your loyalty the big way. Terms and conditions apply.
Trusty friend on whom you can depend when things come crashing down. You need a trusty friend on whom you can depend when things come crashing down. Insurance, your trustworthy friend. Insurance, your trustworthy friend.
Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Na last year you're massive. I feel DJI. Asempa from UCF Funday. 30th May. See Havana Bay Day. Tama Bay Day. Wine and edge. I feel UEFA Champions League. Get ready. Asempa from UCF Funday. Yes, a match no Giants Chris no. Na ye boss watola. Eti mark date no calendar so. 30th May. Yes, shout Havana. Asempa from UCF Funday. Powered by Adum FM. Only Adum TV. Request yesterday. Nasco. Bring home happiness. Soccer bet. Your best best bet for sports betting. The digital Efedini Kiss Condom. Start with Kiss Condoms and go smooth with Kiss Strawberry Gel. The Havana Park and Restaurant. Great tradition, great entertainment. DSTV. Feel every moment. Semi-sorry no pa. Kel Chaco toothpaste na me twitwi me se. And mommy confidence. The money nyina.
Se wishia ama na me sifit gusto na me srea. Eya wawa me the Kel Chaco toothpaste. Ene twitwi me se. Oba de ni pa e wo bidi mu no. Ene e dia ye Kel Chaco toothpaste. E boy se ho bai e free mowa e boy si mu tokro. E se ahye ene enumunka. Sure se amani Kel Chaco toothpaste so ni. Yeti center for.
Media magic Kel Chaco toothpaste at tubu. Me suna no pa na dwa me kodano. E ma me si ye fita. Confidence level kwaso entibi na ma. Na me si 32 ni na guso.
En kaneno ani ama me nim du bidie twitwi yese no. Asaya bebie mu o. Bidie wo Kel Chaco toothpaste mu no. E na si ye fita. E ma na hoden ne sayi nka bia. Wo wonu me ye ram. Enunti mo amonom coffee, wine, any tobacco e kamo seso no. Abama mo Kel Chaco toothpaste. Sankofa yenchi
Kel happy smile.
FDA aje ejodi nkrato ya tomo.
Achedie kesie o. Electroland Ghana Limited ye mamu achedie kesie for our loyal customers o. Because your loyalty deserves more, ye mamu achedie kesie pa. Big rewards for you and me from Accra to Tamale all over Ghana. Electroland ye #1. Just buy your favorite Samsung, 2CL, Media and Nasco Electronics from any Electroland showroom or authorized reseller store nationwide. Dial *98*8888# or go to register.electrolandraffles.com and enter our weekly and monthly draws and stand a chance to win big. From TVs, ACs, fridges, gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, mobile phones, and more rewards just for you. Approved by MLA Caritas Platform. Electroland Ghana Limited. Rewarding your loyalty the big way. Terms and conditions apply.
If you want quality, this be where you belong. Syntax, very strong. Oh, Ghana shout and sing the song. When the sun they hot, Syntax no break when the rain they fall. Still no shake, builders they choose and plumbers they prove. Any project you they start.
In the morning, I brush my teeth.
Oh, Fabia, now what you say? And who did you know?
Mom, Patros, I took pace not that the buyer no. Some edition is here, no man, no session, and I'm able to know me.
Wait, no excuse. Abo Friday, what's sorry, no pa. It was what the tree was saying. A son, where did you? Now, no, so Ediana, sorry. What you say?
Yes, ma'am. Medical kids toothpaste now, or the buy and run, and they treat me soon.
Why are dear? Cal kids toothpaste, dear. Yeah, mamma, fat is someone maybe in fear me, you know, opimum fiancia.
Name it, this is a strawberry. Now you see me dimple.
Debbie, you need a toothpaste, and you toffee, why? Yes, say the Cal kids toothpaste. The mamma fra with the infirm, you know, opimum fiancia, dear to tree woman say. Every say, a boy, a seer in one bottle crew, Anna, a share, a pamumwa, a hasse, ne mana what day mapa, me bomber they say, me the Cal kids toothpaste, the mammy made to tree woman say, Abribia, Cal kids toothpaste, and mamma fancy to tree and need
Kel, happy smile.
Say a bano electrical appliances baby bako pe ina obinya de papa na ne wolf Franco smart TVs every 32 Ekosiisen 100 inches air conditioners washing machines blenders microwaves kettle cooking stoves your Samsung with CCTV cameras any crystal clear never phones any accessories abi you know that Franco #1 Buru Franco shop beer benwo nekwajo electrical appliances ya tete small first 0246-422-338 and 0555-939311 and www.francotrading.com over to App Store any Play Store no download Franco app Franco still phone papa is here.
last year massive. I feel DJI. Asempa from UCF Fun Day. 30th May. See Havana Bay Day. Tama Bay Day. Wine and Edge. I feel UEFA Champions League. Get ready. Asempa from UCF Fun Day. Yes, a match no Giants Prince no. Na ye boss watola. Eti market date no calendar ne so. 30th May. Yes, shout Havana. Asempa from UCF Fun Day. Powered by Adum FM. Only Adum TV. Nasco, bring home happiness. Soccer bet, your best bet for sports betting. The Dishito, if you did Kiss Condom, start with Kiss Condoms and go smooth with Kiss Strawberry Gel. The Havana Park and Restaurant, great tradition, great entertainment. The STV, feel every moment.
Achedie Kesia o. Electroland Ghana Limited ye. Ye mamo achedie Kesia for our loyal customers o. Because your loyalty deserves more. Ye mamo achedie Kesia pa. Big rewards for you and me from Accra to Tamale all over Ghana. Electroland ye #1. Just buy your favorite Samsung, 2CL, Media and Nasco Electronics from any Electroland showroom or authorized reseller store nationwide. Dial *98*8888# or go to register.electrolandraffles.com and enter our weekly and monthly draws and stand a chance to win big. From TVs, ACs, fridges, gas cookers, washing machines, sound towers, mobile phones, and more rewards just for you. Approved by MLA Caritas Platform. Electroland Ghana Limited. Rewarding your loyalty the big way. Terms and conditions apply.
Africa Queen Tea,
Enti sa wo to makala e woduane a na wato Africa Queen Mackerel na wetia wenum keke na mpakwa.
Hello, lady in the Wagadri. Na me was out sama for what you say.
Ma hi, from me Pamela. Mr. Mami mobile app details na yen fan town to me bio.
And I'm a Crawford was to say me free.
Hello, customer experience. You're blocking my account, Mr. Mami pin number na me unblocking.
Mr. Click the link what text message I send you no say Sierra. Na ya upgrade won ko yen ATM services for front so.
Na wona manage won ho pa ne wona wo click kan ne ansa na wo modwene ho. Count no cray, like play. Won't crow bit me out of science and fidimo. But who buy? Kai say EcoBank ain't free and I ain't send email and I'm messaging Miss our PIN, OTP, bank card and our Ghana card was semda. Ma winning now, EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Asempa FM.
Asempa FM, Asempa FM, Biba,
Sempa, de brane mama, Obi,
Masomo Asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen ena wasugu so a utie no yemamu nyina akwaba esan de moba dwumedie so ebiemra so se de discussion segment no ebebremo ohwe wo mre na nondu simadu abo apa nonum ho nti ye discussion segment no toa so efisa me kopem se nonsia ene efa ebebo na ansa na mema lawyer Abbas Nuruddin akwaba no Electroland Ghana Limited ya sembia soma me se memfama Ghana fo nyina omo kiremu a enche 2026 World Cup na baso US of A, Canada and Mexico. Now they don't want to be left out from the World Cup season into a more special weekly and monthly big rewards biaba. The omo kan se ubura Electroland showroom bia authorized dealer bia ho na auto any Samsung product TCL media and Nasco ema wo kwan ma wura this particular draw yi emu. And to go there buy LED smart TVs, split air conditioners, double door fridges, auto grill gas cookers, washing machines, sound tires, microwaves, blenders, mobile phones and more. If it's Samsung, TCL, Media, Nasco, na uria wa dial star 928 star 8888 hash. And as I will call register.electrolandraffles.com. Now I enter a weekly and monthly draws. No, this is approved by the NLA on the Caritas platform. Terms and conditions apply. Electroland Ghana Limited, rewarding your patronage the big way. It is some Muslim infanto Ghana for him and mede amamui. A tabia herbal mixture so se malaria how. Na opedre be tuasia tabia herbal mixture. Oya bema opedre be mu ejina onan so the bonifen male vitality nom tabia takum we alcohol be enim 100% organic ye the honey ena aye kama papa ena wa opedre be immune booster e the amount e be boost your immune system tabia zone care ena e dry e be ma wo yem adaho o suffer from constipation unya tabia herbal capsules and also beboa o pedodo etua 0243 686861 na only one into me enkasa mamema Abbas Nuruddin Akwaba na yemfa yenkomo no enhye so Abbas bibia bokọ de
nyame adomo obi
yeda nyame ase na social investment fund mobo adwuma
nyame adomo yego so bibia ekoso kakra
nyame ase Ashanti region
Ashanti region yeboko Ashanti region boko yenti kutame yenti jame de nima ne se Ura John Dramani Mahame tu anamon se project dodo no a MPP aban no de nsa kan ya
yes
wanya hu sika enwie no o mampanyi John Mahama o se di jawa na de aso na onkoye no te se de MPP ya o mo baaye the project we ho mo jama ne kan nwura mu fie nwotwe no cause ye kan enye ne botomska e o man sika
sure
this wa ba no anhwe ame anya na chese odi o man na bro to he we ti say eye krofro marketer eye KMA share of sika common fund and here de be kwa koye 24-hour economy no
market
no o mampanyine say yenka ni nyina mum constituencies be ye 9 yenka o mudie mum ne yemfa nwura krofro mu no ne yemfa nwie say sika ye hia de awie krofro market no trata ne keken na mbe 120 million Ghana cedis ana mateno ti Yura Mahama ehwe etu ho na ma obi Kumasi Central Market
phase 2 okay
onze market ni nyina no na sika kay was here this year 240 million euros.
Okay.
240 million
for phase 1 and phase 2
phase 2 phase 1 ne dey na 197 million euros and they see here.
That's the phase 2 is so same phase 1.
Phase 1 no phase 2 is switching phase 1 no na. Okay. Esan say I share aban dada no ne contract na ye no ntimi ndi so a mo sesa o mo ne makoye no. They say a free akodru 305 million euros.
Wow.
A contractor na chreses aban ne payment terms bia ni na yi sika yenkoche adromra eno ane ahan kwache ade efe sika ne ade ye ni nyina mampanyine hwese ebetu ho anamon na big push akwan ne so eguso denden ze say swame runabout Yura Mahama de sika shemu a take shape de ye de afa Kumasi feature ne so a free ye Buankra
outer ring road
eno so masha say no na ene na ukoles ni bi ka ho asembati and so mistake no
to
for ring expressway no on the expressway ne dia fe no mo bokwan na free ha ko ma 17 kilometers per but sa Kumasi outer ring road no udru Buankra na wo mu fa Tia junction na ukofa dwabe proper na wako fast na maso nkwanta kuro bi wo ho efre ho kasam na watwamu okumase mampon road ne so na wakopie tano dumase kuro bi hye ho yefre ho ahodwo na wakopie eye kumase tachiman road ni mo akom enti eno so ye papa John
eno so mo clear way
o ma hye ase
no so mo compensation
so say me gidi say o mo betu ho anamo on say kroma no mpempi no bibi say ba na wan tu anamo a ya na emane maka ba me nim say aban nso ya aban ya odemra na ya adwuma ndi say obi agapade no o kan gu a me gidi say ni nyina ka ho contract no ya contractor ni sika ne do so I think around 200 or 300 million dollars so probably ya factor in compensation o mo hwe na o mo ne o mo kan na enkoye say aban esan so timi fotimi o ro ka wa fa wa betini no aban de onu ani tumi asenkofo agapade eno so be say aban di in the Ashanti region there Yura Mahama
but one thing so na me pay with thought I think I made that point enra me here sem so and minim say utibi we original communications officer here say among for so moving cry Kumasi 11 hours 15 hours on the road the stress minim say what form
yeah.
I mean the argument they say there was a project ongoing with these Osinone Nemne sa I mean why is it not continuing?
Ni nyina no bia ni ho a ye jai ni nyina no
contractor so ye adwuma sisi a
that I cannot tell by bia ni ho a aban jai but me hu say ye tu kwan wo Kumase Accra kwan ne so ya mre ne ebra ye de ba ne timi konanim na ya na sometimes no a bottlenecks be a war baby.
Okay.
Even in 2022, me di 8-9 hours was so that. Sometimes, especially Osino Kono Konongo. On the Konongo, you know, you're more of a structural problem. Over Konongo Township, no, a major trading township. Most of the time, a man for the cars no aye bano intimi nko show tina ayama akofa oha onom ne ade aba yebesre Rose Minister so whatever the issues are no say ade aye within their power mo hwe na omo unresolve na
omunye sa bypass
na kwan no intimi ndembe no so nkyere se bi yenwie no expressway no ya enye dey
expressway
so ntino Kumasi road no ankasa no I think say I outgrow Accra and Kumasi as the two major cities in Ghana no I outgrow sa ekwan no eno ntina ma esutimi ye busy bebre almost every weekend you are certain say accident be see amanipa ye dey ewu because ekwan na be so na nipa abo apeso na as a indiscipline kakra ye the Ekoso ti say expressway no eba na miensanam ha obi ani ahia ejidi say ebebo anti ye be stress empanyimfo nhwe na se ne wo ka no those bypasses no ye nyene no na ye the cause of the bottlenecks no in free hona timamfo no enya hoto.
It's true enti ye behwe na yatoa ye nkomo me pato wutie na if you are minded to want to contribute to the show and topics are yebedi hu nkomo na your WhatsApp number is still very very active 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 Odo messages ne ba yebejemre na yakan ni nyina amamo on all of the issues ayedi hu enkomoi but I mean Abbas oh yeah maybe quick one on Professor Bedu Akosa committee report no ma submitted the the minister in charge of health area na fi abehwe Hanan in sense seminal with Ioko and then your time the Asha Bank of Ghana and sense seminal kakra first on committee report no
committee report na mo she dwumadie na se no metie se ne niam akona media awerho na medie cause oba tan be wo ne ba titi ne mo remu edena ko school na ade be chin wakra efie se okwaba na esan be san wo kwam na ɔman no a ɔwɔ mu no kakra nke betumi aya sebi yɛde bɛgye ne nkwa ɛsɛ ɔwɔ kurade a nkwa ntimi nyɛ deɛ because even in the advanced country people still die anyway but say obekɔ ahohiahia mu a ahohiahia no nipa bɛwɔ adwen bi sɛ senka sebi yetu anamo bi a ebia nka onhwere won kwana yɛntimi antu saa anamo no na asa ya bedru baabi nipa enkwa enhyeda enhia woni a ya hyeda de o makɔ school akɔfa ntetie mu sɛ omo na sebi ye kwa huhihia mu so omo why na me say areho na me generally I think I have a problem with the attitude of health professionals towards ebinofo a omo hododo omo a omo kɔgye ayarehwe obi ani wiase a ye wo baabi wo hɔ a baabi miensa bi wo hɔ a ye kɔ nanimia obi ani wa obi ne hododo no a obekɔ ayaresabia obi ani wa ne hododo no a obɛde obekɔ ayaresabia ba wokɔ abrochire nom ni ade na wo hwɛ sometimes the attitude of health professionals when they see cases of emergency or backcry kowo a awo no kra nya high risk awo kra wo be hu nipa be 10 12 30 minutes via ya bebu say say are you okay yakofa we yaba I say you could see a certain seriousness say I say nipa nkwan kasa no ehia ben nega na ha me hu niema bebre wo be kokuma say ko form emergency obi beba
ewoji
I swear obi me nima ma hu se nipa be miensa wu obi beba unya bed na so the case in your emergency ya de netia akonwa mu betemi wu to na wu physical na owu ya wo say ya de na to stretcher so ne de ntoma kuri ne ho ne de na atwene ba bi say as ya so spy omo 10 bi sa so spy na manfo okoba na omu didi ase there is no regard for human life. I don't know whether it's psychological because sometimes say uhu bebre a na fe de enye uhu biu but I think say as a country aside the challenges are a war in terms of health facilities and the equipments the attitude of not doctors, some health professionals towards a year ayarefo no especially omo ni bie kra de ene na abubu so I was say hweniye committee Professor Ajimai Badua Kosa is one of the most experienced health professionals in Ghana. I understand, so you're a pathologist.
You're a pathologist. Now
why director of Ghana Health Service President. Na me o you be a medine chiache or young chromiest. Or Tibrofo na adwene mo bienti no is somebody I follow a lot. I think that this is when you be obekwa akoye adwuma ye basa nti ade a omodi aba ne recommendations a omodi aba no yenhwe na for once ntwi nipa so na nipa hu se krom ha no mra ye dai wa ha na untimi obi ansoma obi asa onkoye doctor anane so
hwe report I mean saka main report 64 slides. Wow. Key findings number 1, Charles Emisa died of exsanguination, that's excessive loss of blood.
Wow, this is something ebianko nya immediate medical care and I stop bleeding and kamuja ni nyina into
due to right upper arm bone and soft tissue injuries causing damage to axillary and brachial arteries and veins following a road traffic accident. But key findings too are interesting. Death of Charles Emisa could have been avoided by A, medical intervention at the police hospital, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and Akolebu, in the 3 major health facilities in Greater Accra region. Obi entimi ankonem.
Now mo no entimi ankonem wadia na ne say ayarefo aka ne de wo so obi ade ne nsagu ne because eto apenten ewo Dodowa hospital eto ehon ye de wo beba na ho no ayede wo beba no ehon no nya the kind of emergency health care no na che say ayarehosem
yes and almost say The death could also have been avoided by application of compression on the laceration and packing of deeper wound during transportation in the ambulance. No mutimi yesadia na anke no the ambulance so
it raises issues about adwuma ambulance what Ghana as ambulance what Ghana no adwuma na say yatam watum no near the wo ko emergency health care ni betimi amma in the ambulance you be stabilize near the wire there wakoduntu we are most of the people are almost some emergency pa no you be fan ambulance mo e dey be dru ba bia kono no because
ambulance
so free one healthcare point ba ko ABI referral point no or the ambulance mu keke and ho ani akoche yenye da nye bibia se ne wo kan ye veins ni bebre connect to yakoma ho no enam ye nsa ho indi se unsa ehoka na moja no a wo se ko wakoma ho no wakoma no e pompe ko ni nyina na ya stop a ni nyina ba bonten a e dey obewu.
The third point I almost say sankomu ye yank bit ma avoid death just administration of intravenous fluids in ambulance during even in the ambulance when you fluids the crama
ya di nsuo keke kras so and the nsuo no sano na bi say ko ne ho a there would have been a certain balance of survival. So I think it should be a wake up call. Now the last time it here ni nuaba also a medical doctor.
Yes.
Now at a certain point cry on the best medical professional or baby or one now mono ejini pankwa eye de omo betimi bia de omo nkwa esia wawa ejini pankwa. Now when it matters most omo ankasa de hye na chese ya de aye de are na obi me unlimited no to say no bed syndrome and answer there maybe I believe say regardless of the challenges we have in your health logistical challenge
human attitude
at sometimes the human attitude matters and in every situation so you can say you be bibia e be obi en some way awokan say you din suo ya gi obi din suo asini so no unhia bed na odin suo asini so what you say unhia bed
because am kan wa say even say ambulance nimpo na enye nsuo ensini so almost say administration of intravenous fluid and whole blood at the police hospital rate and a kolebu could even have saved.
And this is a clear case of, I would say, medical negligence on the part of some people now or how we are. This should be a clarion call to all your health professionals. Obi, maybe the me say so obey nurse and now obey doctor na you calling. Adwuma bebre and a wow cast over kwakoye. Obi oye soldier ni so kong or wajia so obey soldier. Uko enwuremu na woko protect your territorial integrity. Sometimes enye niema obehia de abo omane ho ban nyina na onya o. Ebi o ha sometimes aduane nyina akra ko shoto na mponchirani ni awowo e na omoye dey. Omowe what you say? Enti once why wadwene say adwuma we na obey na at every point in time you must give off your best. Send your beya and same way nya den konti you bet me I can't say Yabema Abusiafo Yako. And the greatest tribute we can pay to the memory of Uramisa Wenya Nebe because you better to Niamana, some of these are avoidable deaths. Now, Obi, where the say, Uwe Yenny who say, you be in an answer my Bible saying, Obi, I won't go for Bibria, Munio Ukada rider when you accident, dry or Dr. B say, Ukada rider be the Nimutu, a boon mirror, a granny. Intino enu say you can and cry or doctor be no kumase yasu nyanya motor accident and no nine cry be chow nine you see some of those niema na ya jankofobi because omuni any they are men of no means they are men of no sufficient means I just say who so be sika yentino mamu anyesa ti yantoto ya niema ye na yewra mahama so be ye di obetimi health minister be the obetimi na your health facilities e wo ho nia abaidada na ye ya esese ye pe the sikadi shim na ye bie no ye bebie onse na nsemeti wager de e chire na chire mu ba ye say ye World Bank project na e shall 2023 was say ye wie no 2025 na World Bank sisika no mu ntua bio because en fidie no aye de begum na bi wo ho aye inflating 11 times more. was aban ne kope esika na ya na amanfo fi say ya ka hospital no ane dan na ya de yes ho equipments ho asem mai personnel be ya adwuma wo mu asem nya de na dan ankasa wo bibra wo betumi use dan say contractor wo de amano ne consultant no omodo omo nsa hye krata sa ampa dan we ya wie structural integrity it is a contractor ewo menasepo na onye sa de no a wo de ho ntansa ba aban a enye but o share examples a yura mahama esho a oba most of akwan a aban dada ni ja ye o ye nom ni ade na agenda 111 nyina no minim se brace mu no ye be ye because nei ye nsese na say agenda 111 we need more than 2.3 billion dollars ye betnya complete agenda 111 nyina obi unim say 2.3 billion under the current economic circumstances no ade a Eden they said yes be ukotwehwe munwi wani be han pa ya de Eden and IMF conditionality no Eden but minim said ye aban ne ye drew baby a advance no ye koye nim no Ministry of Health and Ministry of Finance behwe na de wo se eton fidie gum no atogum ye wo se de nipa kum no akum sene be ya yarehwe ene ya pomodin hu nsem be dey
That's fine. For more Monte, part of the report, Dr. Bedu Akosa and the team, did a really good job. Key findings related to police hospital. Apparently, a patient they call first. In the ambulance arrived at the hospital with the patient alive. The hospital failed to triage the patient and initiate stabilizing interventions. Ambulance moved with the patient out of the hospital after about 11 minutes there. Key findings related to Greater Accra Regional, which is RAGE. Ambulance arrived at RAGE Hospital with the patient still alive. The hospital also failed to triage the patient and initiate stabilizing interventions. The ambulance moved with the patient out of the hospital after about 17 minutes. In 11 minutes police hospital, 17 minutes RAGE hospital, that's like 28 minutes. Ewo Hong Kong. And after Kolebu. Ambulance arrived at Kolebu with the patient alive. Hospital failed to triage the patient and initiate stabilizing interventions. The ambulance crew was redirected by Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Se omunfri Kolebu nsaimesin ko UGMC. The patient died in the ambulance in about 70 minutes while in hospital. That's the chronology of event. And almost key findings in respect of the ambulance crew. Inconsistency in the taking and reporting of vital signs of the patient. Lack of basic life support, advanced cardiac life support, and advanced trauma life support skills. In the ambulance crew, no any such skills we now. And I feel my key findings in respect of all the professionals now. Ubia. For example, the first professional, no, which is Dr. Anne-Marie Kudowo. Almost she failed to exercise ethical and professional judgment prudently by not attending to Charles Emisa in a life-threatening condition at police hospital, leading to his death later from severe loss of blood, and was untruthful to the committee. All the other professionals will be any what the committee found about them. Conclusion: the medical staff on duty at the police hospital, Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and Kolebu Teaching Hospital failed to attend to Charles Emisa when he was in a life-threatening condition, and this led to his avoidable death. And now Omama specific recommendations on all the staff of Mububu Mudino and Omudi Iri Inti. One specific recommendation, and it's apart from staff, almost say expedite action on the establishment of a national electronic emergency bed management system. take steps to fully integrate the Ghana Armed Forces Critical Care and Emergency Hospital into the National Emergency and Critical Care System. Ensure compulsory triaging of all patients brought to healthcare facilities in a state of emergency across the country. Establish a National Emergency Care Fund to enable emergency care for the first 24 hours in public and private healthcare facilities across the country. Expedite action on legislation for public and private healthcare facilities to prioritize life-threatening cases and ensure stabilizing interventions for patients in need of emergency care across the country. Ensure basic life support and advanced cardiac life support training for health workers, pupils, students, and the general public. And finally, establish a national governance and management system for emergency care to ensure implementation of all game-changing interventions in public and private healthcare facilities across the country. Those are some of the findings a war report nemo ache. Lawyer Abbas Nuruddin, let's move away from her. Now over the past 3 days, the accords between Attorney General's Department, IOCO, and a former National Buffer Stock Company CEO, Hanan Abdul Hanan, eto saying the Ekosiisen interviews are yene Godfrey Damia ye the and Justice from Science running some trouble for a year and Nina to saying.
You obi meda wase. Meme de obi me feel say in principle no bibia obey wadwen say obey into public service. And you can say usru accountability.
Sure.
Na oshe Ghana as a country, your democracy no enyini ama imunipa no yate kabima menkebi ase yate rule of law ase se mfa mranya adwuma yate due process ase enti regardless of sebe de yese waye no sebe ye kwachecherew emoduam na yemfa sebe etumo ayedea ye de obefa the judicial process.
Yes.
In that regard, no, I think say will be bia waye abayjuma etwem wa ya friend say omra emeyi nsembia no eni kwan say ofa na say yetietia ne fa hodie so ana say ye Jennifer hodie friend nsem na obi ubehwe a ade ba ko a Yura Mahama Jina so de pray to me a dear friend Operation Recover All Loot.
Yes.
Na Ghana for dodo na fi se MPP aban na ewo ho no afa sebu akwan bi so afa manfo bi sika de aman sika de aye japade no ne ade a eno nti omoto aba ma Yura Mahama se oba onye hwehwemu.
Yes.
Na Yura Mahama eba ye no ne lawyer panyini a oyi no eshase tu anamon na anamon a otu ye no hunu se owura bi a ye de ne kodua abafa stock a ye frɛ no owura Hanan one ne yere omutu anamon bi a ema o man sika be 78 million Ghana cedis na ye dey akudi onom ho.
Yes.
Asem o maka no no enyanko court ma court en kam yin hu say ye
no crime
na say nya no crime say ye beka say
Asempa FM
allegation sure.
Emma Attorney General no so ehwe say sika no ye de aye nyapade bi a ebi wo say $1.6 million if you chain homes 600,000 3 bedroom e wo cantonment and sase e wo Tamale 17 bedroom hotel I wo Tamale ebi kra de wo ne yire din mo e friend of Hausa as a dey and na ma ne yire nso ho aye dey abamu bi ti ye ya hwehwemu wie no na wo se ye di asem ne ko asendibia ye di asem ne ko asendibia no e na Attorney General no a wo bokọ adu no dumre bi na obekere se emprempren no adanse bi aba ebra o mo hwa asem na se no na eni ho to obehwe se ko obetwe asem na san na yasa de sa adanse na ka ho na yasa abo kwadu obi de mesira busa ne se we no eye adenwanwa na se ya de fofora na ana se ya de a enimramu ana
e wo mram in the legal process
o hwe eye criminal and other procedure act 1960 act 30 no a mawo attorney general bia wo bokwadu no a man of certain prosecutorial tools bia at any point during the prosecution ultimately deploy.
Yes.
Now, depending on the stage of the prosecution, obe deploy no. The legal effect of anamono autu. No be ushe sa tools aye kan ho asem ya. Bako nolly prosecute as stated in section 54 of the Criminal Offences Act 30 and a withdrawal was section 59 of Act 30 in the idea Attorney General minority akwye ho press conference Attorney General Kasano onye boni bia idea ye dey ewomrem
yes
enya dia na de ha adwene kakra ne say under MPP there were a lot of instances omu deploy these same prosecutorial tools at a certain stage obekaya MPP for Delta Force for omuko hunu na jaja wo tie adwam oba onye mane sorry dwane je omunko fo dwane ye no at the time na Godfrey Dame ye deputy attorney general
yes
dumre bi omo file nolly prosecute
sure
obi oba China ni a obetina kroma ye galamsey a ya friend Aisha 1 ya chi no ai drum rebia na MPP force China for my scanty was here when he jano man economy filing nolly prosecute under section 54 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act. Now made a chance from kakra under them near Gregory Afuku. Once a Gregory Afuku has some no omudi no beye influencia prosecution e born do close in the case Emma accusing so ebe ye de onim Emma kakra kato ne bro nanka otemwani otie adwamu de atemu aba na Godfrey Dame die ni mu ko file nolly prosecute Emma owura Afoku kwa ka se sa nolly prosecute o ma file no abuse of prosecutorial discretion because no as prosecutor wademu be yemfiensia wa say sika ewo ni asem no ayedie ne ho na akasa ye be buatan na wo say yentu asem ni nyina nguni enkosha odi ko Supreme Court ka say the power of the Attorney General to file a nolly prosecute anywhere after anywhere before conviction it is not subject to judicial review in the assembly nyina ye sha say medrumre bi kra Gregory Afoku ye mani bail and so esan so timi fo timi wo ka wa fa wa betin ntino Godfrey Dame mo ka asem ma ne nkofie ma ye we nyina wo kroma what you say nti ye di asem no ye die no it's still at the case management stage now we withdrawal ala obi say wo de wo ye mranim ni onim say we prosecutor na wo di obi asem now present you case nyina awie now call withdrawal you know the legal effect say it amounts to a discharge and acquittal on that particular charge no the born no ntimi fan sa kwadu ni bi enya dai emoni bio but when you withdraw you file for a withdrawal before a year prosecution and in the case no it just is only discharged he is not acquitted on the same charges enti yenim say yura Godfrey Dame omunim sa niam awe nyina omudi bia ye dey aye adwuma tine say Attorney General so tu sa na mo we ya mo mane nkoye say as a yade a bi nya dey ensi da
no see the problem ba ko ne say before the AG court in fact before so be file charge sheet impo no now I press conference crucify accused person in the media. That the crime sana. If you go ahead, file your charges, now later while be withdraw something when you have fresh evidence. Why then did you do the press conference?
Obi yes I'm do one same kind. And at the press conferences Attorney General you know. Nya dia enkoso in advanced democracies. In America and more Attorney General, most of this high profile case no or more press conference e dia dance to judge say asem no am ankasa de court no mu gidi wom. What is the fact that an Attorney General Babon Tiabi state facts be a say na asem no one ye watertight no and say the whole prosecution will not go through the judicial system and answer the standard of proof which is proof beyond reasonable doubt required in criminal you know or be cancer no anache say ya lower mano inti no is neither here nor there nia wase ye hwe say ade no anipa no aye no ana Attorney General aye na womrem ana womrem ade aye MPP abreso mo ye bia na sanet nti ye wa Godfred Dame on say me there as far as atemu hu nsem no is concerned no the last person anka also kabiye Yewura Godfred Dame because of niema bia yesisi na breso won say ono ni Attorney General a hu say mrebi dru ya chi no wafidie so a wonne obi ye ade a in law amanfo friend witness tampering o she obi kutupa say o nyare kra won kaso o yare no nkoje medical excuse duty in any serious jurisdiction me ni senka the klati kra no de practice law kra no ka ene kra no but Ghana
but
no
there was judicial announcement on that tape you remember
no what
the judge amply see any value on that tape
you see then it goes to admissibility of evidence.
Absolutely.
You know say or any evidence was say court the be it must be relevant.
Yes.
But apart from say relevant, you know, the court no determine weight.
Yes.
So there are instances where the court uses their discretion to even discredit, not to admit relevant evidence.
Yes.
Into the fact say, me ada me say wasare botwe kano or he expressed his indignation about the conduct of the Attorney General. Emma onukro to Godfred Dame for say. Seni ade na ko ene benyi anko no kra ntwe ne hu mfrasem na was in court and na Yewura Godfred Dame ka so ntwe ne hu mfrim enti nya se ye bo asem ne gu ye se omo admit say the tape was relevant but under the circumstances no it had no probative value relative to asem no aye ye kan ma me no so ta ono na edi asem no sa tape no a aba no any influence on no and unknown judgment any idea or the bay nti no nkyere say ye kai ka say tape no ahwinim on say na or advice said there are some aspect of the tape it borders on ethics.
Yes, but which ethics, is somebody should go obi
legal counsel obi de Godfred Dame I think say I heard in the news sometimes say obi a file
and GLC
GL be asem no da so ye nyantena so what you say na me de ha me kra ne say owura Godfred Dame say ye ka say ye say onko agege dan so agege asem no wokan ye say hanana asem wo a wo so ye ne lawyer no a okoba bia nka wo so di ne nkyem na wo ma na kwankire no unko bi
una say what firm what practicing in a firm.
Yes,
say firm say one lawyer ebia managing partner ni ntimi nkwa junior lawyers wo
say nya baako enye kun enye no enye sa ebire bia zemenim so ru Godfred Dame no afi say oduru yoko ha ye de abanka ba begu ni nsa wo say de yo ye say ye frɛ Hanan ye kototo no a obe frɛ Yewura Godfred Dame ne phone na ne phone nyina adum
what you say
ne phone na adum afi obi
is an experience.
Yes, but obi dey also hunu ne say de wa wakote ene de obi akote be ka kire no nsa kire ye betumi ayedai abam enu ntina na Deputy Attorney General ka kire ne say asem no so opemu hunu yie pa ono ankasa nye dai entutu na na mo nye dai no mra ko na on say yese kasa dodo emu mpamfom so
court de okọ
yoko asem no na meka yese kasa dodo oyi emu empamfom so Yewura Godfred Dame akasa ama say na no akoyi ne ka say ono na breso as Attorney General no na omo the senior judges and these politically exposed cases but we are lawyers who nim say nipa ba ko pe ne wotumi a or judge obetumi adi asem.
Yeah, the chief justice.
Chief justice because of the independence of the judiciary. Yes. In is a wo Godfrey Dami a we attorney general. And a wo hwem ye de judge or no ye experience could di asem a. Asem sebe e kire sa asem a ne ka say and the MPP no there were some manipulation, backroom manipulation of judiciary. Obi wo ho a ye de ne tena obi asem so a wo ho a ne ye de ne ko appeals court. Wo ho a ne ye de ne fan fiche de na ko Supreme Court no. E was some merit. One who send you sit here, but an Cassan Codos, I be an Cassan when you're da bama. But maybe me feel say MP before Casabe bring ora failure, no. They should be careful what they are asking for.
Sir.
They should be very, very careful what they are asking for. Now ora no ebe ye juma. What I say most of more in one breath must ora faili. Ora so sorry na ye juma must a political witch and say yankwa Joanna yankwa tana ora de obi enfi leader. So far, Oshe and Amoa Attorney General to more than 200 cases and your investigations. Be 15 and your war a year court a year economy a DSC come recover at the abeto a bank kumbe 600 million Ghana cedis. Assets are freezy by 1.6 oral a year Jumaba. There was a Ghana Niviatia say and say along the anti-corruption ecosystem and our value chain, no, there are processes. One is investigation. As some know ya obehwehwem. We are obe prosecute. We prosecute we are free the domain of the executive name ako judiciary court judge nkwane betimi a convict you be say why there. Na ye we are ya ye bibi a friend of asset recovery. What you say? It is so far ora ye adwuma. Ora bo ne homodene. Ora be dane cafe a be so sonkofo bi nsa. Na ma cafe nkoso obi nsa ema amanfo a omosi ora failing in your day. So ora yes ora ye adwuma ora Godfrey Dame onto ne bo ase ora ye ko yuko a wonni na chinye da yenko bi mane nkotena kwa duase emfa ne ntuma ngu ne kon ho na ye wi a wakofre
yuko how many managing partners and the follow clients Ekosiise?
Oh no na make us say
the few instances Ekosiise no. My managing partner didn't go. Me and
Obion said this is a high profile political case.
Yes.
And ka ebia once in a while be crowd be fa ho be say ye chene dada no aye yoko ni ayini nyina no investigation ade ni nyina no ura Godfrey Dame onye dey.
Yeah, he goes to court on yoko.
Enti se wa onkwa de abe pie wanim no kan no but de abe pie wanim no ma obi meka emfa bi so e ma wo ne ma emeka ne nkoye se ase ye we chanti obi en we chanti obi a wakọ court obi a no ya mani bail so when me meet bail condition na e was so court na wakọ sere for variation na ye mra na ye sa na ma ni nyina nti mo create impression be say we are in a banana republic and omni ade na ye say de me kan de atwa to okra no won say obi emre bi duru ye Abanti bi nya akokodru fatuo na ye nyina ye di na chi junior Jesus let the blood flow junior Jesus let the blood flow ena ye chinkofo bi ani esusu sebi omaye bone na ye di bi boduam na dimayaw ye ku omu nyina ebewi a kire omu ye Hail Mary you know mo na omu say ka say nipa no obeye sa no oye wudini moja woni nsa ama the political party or the buy nkofo bebre ye dai epoi na ye nyina ye tena sese ye be ye kabi mamen kabi na kabi mamen kabi ne ye de mra na be de be ye adwuma mra na ye de ye adwuma no so di mre it is inherent in every democracy some of these undesirables no aye kan wasem time waste time wasting per se because when him say the whole criminal jurisprudence hinges on one principle, say it is better for one criminal to go or 99 criminals to go off the hook for one innocent person to be unjustifiably incarcerated. And nunti na ama ya yene say ansa na ye be di obiasem obiano fono na adanse wo hotro do se bone no waye dey because wo yes an wo gini pa ne fa hodie bia ye dey efri nsem enti ya adwen say be practice kabi mamen kabi no moma yente na kwan ase na ebridrum ne bia ye nya ye ho kotoku samobe ase ye say ye democrats and so ye prescribe undemocratic means of resolving issues basa anya dey emwa.
That's fine. Lawyer Abbas Nuruddin any attending can my Honorable Collins Owusu Amankwa Akwaba. Ono ye former MP, Mensia North constituency in the Ashanti region. And Mate from the Grapevine said, or say a list in the boots. So Besaya ba Mensia North of you. Or Wahedi Kalkum. Yejini Kwekwe
Vanda
Randi. Honorable Akwaba net saying,
yeah,
Bibia Boko.
Yankopodum.
They made it in a crack.
So the baby out here, Kunya Cassia now. And we inform us in those.
Yes.
I'm not in position to challenge you.
Okay.
Baba beto with him.
When the final decision is made.
Baba beto with him.
But we are free and also a credible power. Like Nipa or can be BR and Toffum.
Oh, say, I think, say, mention of the Nanka is synonymous with Collins.
Collins, yes.
You can mention of Obian say Collins. I'm a quasem now. Na party of human doors. Uncle for mono Collins, I should serve at the national level.
Yes.
The constituencies who feel that a Juma may be no, in fact, Oma Academia say almost a yami. And the Martel Fidi Suaka. Nina also a year a quenya daho and my definitely a decision will be taken.
And Uti here better. Near the Atuja Magana for Mate. Now, so we name former National Bafasto Company CEO. No?
Of course.
And an unimino.
Alaji, what happened?
Now, we're following semi the course of the last 3 days.
I follow Kakra because answer na members extrajudicial harassment ekoso my many can call minia lawyer team no kreni onima sentiment mo nchen me
okay
na kumase onim kumase so nchen me na sebi many no nyina ya politics achi na mum se yetin kran ha na obe painti picture bi efa santeman ho na kumase na no kra nim dia e wo se metwe na adwenesi so
na den no waka enya no kra
me ka dia sisu dia se NDC e de pa no ma tu o mo bo acha aya ma santeman
ma tu o mo bo aye
ama santeman unim aya kejetia
yes phase 1
development project no second phase the cost of project in a year 265 million euros and because of debt restructuring in can be account 120 million euros and MPP are buying renegotiating with the contractor and TATMBT at the bank 90 million you tia sikaka crowd ma contractor and contractor no site here juma the contractor ni resume
as December 2024
may say 4th August 2024 na contractor na ewu kumasi jom o si dem eche no contractor no every site early 2025 NDC buy here because as we speak nisika akam kra one city kromo farm not even a person me pacho me ba oti
contractor ni free site
2020 you have a time on our appointment in ujaye ho kumasi na bank
oh man na me think
enti no time contractor na ye adwuma nya we hunu
Banda Randy
we
uradi nya me
oti dem eche no enti so ba betena ha na uka asem no chia na eya hwe Crowfrom market me here we Crowfrom the titi me nyini ye Marco school ebeko Kumasi high school by University of Ghana Crowfrom na me nyini ya sa be ye mu MP what is them chen
from Crowfrom or constituency
yes
okay
and na Crowfrom in fact ohwemu a eye kwabre enclave no dodo na didwa ewu Crowfrom market ekwan ni na chain between Menchia South and Menchia North market ni si Menchia South na emumu no nipa omo ye mu adwuma ni nyina market to many nyina no be 95% the omo ye meme hofo e na didwa wo ho minim Crowfrom market ne pa since 2007 former president John Ejekum Kufuor ene penifo bi kosi nkonwa me sa meeting ne kra na omo wie ye no omo wie meeting na sa na me ko ho ba me ko ne ye bo mama ne That was former Ashanti Regional Chairman Robert Yao Usuamankwa.
Okay.
Time. Any Mr. Osesibe, former NSS boss. No, that I know, yeah, Deputy Regional Minister.
Yes.
Now, Crowfroom marketing on Shisha. Penfusi nkonya se e wo se yetimi ye se ne be ya se bi e betumi absorb se bi penfu kan se adwadifo a wo mo so wo sa kwabre enclave ni nyina na etimi aboa ene tafofo ni nyina eti eye market ane da yakoma so nukrani asat 2008 see free abemu 2009 7th January NDC ba abemu 8 years from 2009 to 2017, not even a block, a normal, a cartoon crow from MIA. And I want to put it on record. Say, crow from market now, and saying, Orama, call you the Koje fans, no. Fans now, or Jenny fans, because no call here, yeah. Dear one new moon, Hunesano, and we BOT you. A private investment, too. Dear what trainers are stores, ne shares in Nano, yeah. MPP ni yeye eda na mobile mo ye ewo maka asem we wo studio
na so na ko clear ho na ho afu ni ade mo clear ho
na melia ye fa adofo mo ko do ho a na yewie oka sebi anka agu a se na won si dan o te de me chen me pese me ka se NDC omo do ma no keke ye MPP ye na ma Kumasi facelift in terms of high profile projects akwanya hunu ni Kumasi ye nyina kese including sa intersection ni nyina no ni nyina MPP na ye o so for la interchange MPP na ye asoko interchange MPP na ye asafu interchange MPP na ye o ti de meche no NDC ade omo ye no eye kajetia phase 1 no eti makasa sem we say yes ho de me credit ora John Dramani Mahama, the current president, for phase 1 no enumpo e fa interior decorations ya de nyomo anye o yen na ye ba be commissions a market no ye ba be to aso because governance is a continuous process. Now in fact adwuma kakrampo mo yeso mo ya maye no abandoned projects in including hospitals are almost 30 years now. Go to Drobonso any Apeja in Adanse district ni nyina people be complete me pese me kan ha se sa omunja sa kasa na omu sori a na yaye bia ma santifo na yaye bia ma santeman mo ka se sebi ye ni afira na ye na ye ti kronim na ya wo ye na ye nim ni ekoso no eti me nua me so me nka bio be wa me hunu se ase stella mo adwen so mo da so opposition because they say they want na motisity ni so na kwan ye dem be fa so okrumo ha no I tell you mo ba numo because yeah ma kwan ma mo nsa ntum futuro mu obi eni so bio enti me panicho yes phase 2 no ya the credit ebema na Ekofado phase 1 ya the credit ebema John Dramani Mahama so be it for KJTIA market redevelopment projects no ho de obi ani on record because I was in parliament and the contract is a loan for the second phase Ekofado abresu 2018 enti mom yen set records ni straight na dru ba be so a obi mo free contractors no na mo meka no kra wom because e wo jaima no redeem ene same jamfia ye wo okrum ha o ti de meche no enti e wo sesa edru ho dia me pam chew mon free esremu mon free contractors no mo meka no kra me say as at 4th August 2024 na contractor no obutuka jetia ho gidigidi
yeah adwuma
and now go home am shak shan kokoko no sa skeletal I can say as in workers no omo here for security and omo protect ho he has left the site
but media report says so abandoned site August 2022 and so
2022
may say
contractor free site
no
no anti Kumasi bio
me pacho uti me say mama date contractor no say be what yase omui verify from him.
Very well.
What is the mention no? So ko Google no sana na dru ba bia na wa sa ko field na wa reconcile no na wa hunu the true picture eno na eboa me say na our site early 2025 year and na contractor no NDC buy or free side because a car abiding also or the man no oko kan was here for crowd the koko for farmer or mo na contractor obi sanse mo no mo ka kire mo na obi ma memra sa ma me pacho o de tro obi kan tro sa me pacho o kasa me tia saman me pacho o de tro misro politics aye no me pacho politics aye no my 2024 enti ya power won nya sa de we but nya na biaba abas lawyer
Randy me pacho so yes
misro mama ni you know hwe tenase me say yoko ne ekoso on air time na me nu me ho se na meti mu studio ha na da bia me say yoko yen hwe na omo budget allocation yen pagya hu da bia na me kan bi ma omo na se nim se sei na minu aremo nacha ba be ya enka yoko ka yeto dan nim obi eden na ekoso yi they said they were hijacking prosecutorial powers no na omode ye de omo pe o because if you look at our justice criminal justice system
yes
yes judicial no ogina ne fa na ye were prosecutors sabi state ni so ekura it appears as state ni abuse powers na anodin hwekwa omode Alhaji Hanan Wahab Faso o ne yere etina mi bisa me ho se etimu chi no 25th June 2025 egu ni hu fi year press conference upon press conferences no it is our charges by 24 na mo say ma file no prosecute no it is mo crucify ni gu ni hu fi no sa charges nya mo say mo discontinue na mo nya fresh charges enti asenu ya mo bo ni mu chi ni one ne yiri ko hye mu emma no be conditioner no kreni na emu odin so obekaya odemu be 2 weeks aden na what discontinue asem no what drop charges na quickly worry arrest no yes what file fresh charges so from where I sit me feel say attorney general and Yoko have been highly unfair and insincere to Wahab ne nebusia any sebi yen MPP for near wa ban mu emu oya na yen kan ni ochi a osi agro ye de what ya o condemn Gregory afoko de yes adia yen nyina ya condemn ye no na wo ba na se wo de wa o just say wo de wa double na then it makes me feel like NDC for CCN because obi and someone with 2 years so G2 me no emu oya mu ditro how many wo krom I can someone kase Yoko our public education and sensitization when was the last time me nua Raymond Nacha ebetina studio ha asempa ana Ghana for etie chire Yoko adwuma also omoye what happens to prevention and detection of crimes because I can't adwuma ho education in any day ubehunu Raymond wo bia se nya aduane no okodia na okope obi ache no cheno so kwakwakochi se nipa no so no ebekọ bewie no na sebi mfaso obi ani so say there now NDC it appears say there's a grand scheme say ye deal say under MPP past government no yenkrofo echo efiase enti kwan bia so yenchi bi him and now that is what is happening say no there say komo na ye bench ne dia enenka yewu edena ye ekosui say ye gu hu fia na ye wi a ye say drop sa charges nya ye fa ye the fresh ye aba ne say nti no sa nim guase ne ye say wakoye wei wa disika wo ya fa wa engage money laundering why ni nyina sansem na wo kafa papa ni nyina wono one ne ye na wo say wa drop it na mu wanya fresh evidence na che say you were ill prepared before say o causing arrest but that time we need some fresh evidence we you wo wadwunu fi say we dey authentic wo gina so edina kwa fiase why are we doing this to ourselves It pains me, pa. And then wahap. And people feel like, oh, or ababe muntini yamfani konkotum. That is not fair. That is not fair. Eti adia remonacha eyen. Why na body fita se me shete sheme. Hwe ma meka sam kiro. Sa kro we mu na ete no. What dey meche no? Ebi ma yo ma dwene se tumi kakra di ama wo mu no. Omo de beye di omo pebia. But said ye ohimpo e kan nasem. Say power e transient. Na tumi enka ho. Eti mesre menua no redeem. Say omunya ayem hihie kakra.
Okay.
Because omutiri mo den. Me huna ban omutiri mo den te say NDC aban we. I'm telling you. But kwan omudi nipa bi nam so wo kromu ha no. Emu oya.
But once awababe occupy public office there. Accountability, you have to be prepared for accountability.
Yes.
Now that's what Mutimode is saying. Say or more calling on people to come and account for their stewardship.
And no crime, no, there has been selective application of the law. And no crime will issues with. Notwithstanding, why now also accountability? Because you must be held accountable.
Yes.
And responsible for your own actions. And you know the idea, me, I support it. Obi me anti-corruption crusader. Yes. And you know any move here they combat corruption or organized crime in this country, I support it. But and no say say any digu mkrofo hu fin. Enti dia ekoso nsa charges am de ball no gu ni hu fin na yere ni nyina no na here say afei mo na monya evidence a eno de mo wa adwene po bi say eno de mo de kwa kokojeli no. Ada no say mo yesa.
Mamina Sarandi, Ekosiisen Swini, Sampine, a former mayor of Kumasi, Obi, the contractor resumed work on the phase 2 of the central market on the 4th of August 2024, but abandoned site early 2025. They haven't returned as of today. By the way, I didn't listen to the deputy AG. Did he disclose the whereabouts of Hanan and the wife as at now? Nobody's against accountability, but it should be exacted in a free and a fair manner. And as we speak, the Hanan and the wife are out of Iyoko custody. In fact, they were out yesterday and they went back for interrogation and they've since been released. They are no longer in custody. Yes.
Obi, also the reason why MPP as a political party almost suffered the most humiliating loss in the history of this country, no? This kind of politics no more, this kind of deceptive politics no more, Obi. 2022 breach ye be boy. Am I a car near the NSC and I'm so am I rate economy ni junk? Am I all international contractors I know more Juma no more no Ghana Hani no Mujaye Obi Meboa contractor no or no na esa contractor na no ye kwan no free kwan so free market no free 2022
Asempa FM
Kumasi for kasa ya enti ye beto aba no na mpanyimfo ye kofa because okohwese ne na market no skeletal structure na isi ho 2022 na contractor no free site no bibia meka ho for the past 3 years. And I buy so
almost sign back in 2024 because I beto aba no o ma me
bibia meka bibia audience one structure no opa yenko Google skeletal structure no ya bobon na de na
na de na ya fancy o ye mo adwuma
Vanda Randy we no atwam and trickers we no atwam and enya honko a there were other projects so full like ho contractor no sika na ekoje dia be sofo line no de na amba DDP ne ya ne ntimi nya dai entuantia meboa enti membe yes ase mo wo ho no na contractor wo ho a wo ye adwuma na
NDC contractor
in any case
our site 4th August 2024
in any case mo ka say 3 to 4 years na mo de ye 3 to 4 years na mo de market you 8 years mo antimi anye what you say na wo no ya de wakotena fie a afi na ye okay kan semo anya dey enim so the Kumasi market phase 2 no was abandoned in 2022. You better abandon no more skeletal staff.
That's not true.
No, Juma Bianya the because the man or free side 2022.
That's first.
You people did not honor it in August 2024. No, what you say? Oh. Man, yentia dia ne man ba enne contractor ne yentia on call site not say or per se ye payments.
Ba mo ba na contractor no
payments ya onya dey. Ma and only the problem since 2022 what you say Obia no enkoda the other issue are Minya Randy no come ho asem say oh at the papa bi e wo Ashanti region bia no say me emfa ne say anuane me wa Asante mantam no say bi adwene ni omotrim and MPP e ba e omoboa omo and 2024 the whole cano person chese
oh me so obi an list the obi aye
ya list oh
ya for education ya we are for rules no obi
na niam na wo kasa o ma ye ni Asoka interchange 70% of Asoka interchange was done by Prof Mills.
That's not true.
70%. And the Masa, 70% of Asoka interchange was done by Prof Mills. And no that. So for lie, I will come once no.
Yes.
July 2008. And now you shall say, "Oh, man, penny kufu free a year akonyaso no." So for like interchange, na 11% complete. 11% complete.
Jaja okay kaka no. Jaja okay no. O na intercession no cry ye to ye no cry no cry.
Intercession be na to ye.
No
intercession. No me tia bu akwade bia so. Vanda, let's have a decent discussion. What you say?
And executed by MPP. Who is so for like no mo say so.
Randy.
Who is so for like?
Randy.
Do a carriage na ye dey kwa ebuakwa no mo say so.
Me time aka 13 minutes.
Okay.
Maninwie.
O man say 13 no man say.
Na wo
o ya mama wo do ade man no. No dey no dey ka. Fani na mama.
Ensio ato wi afi na Randy ade eche ye na de Jesu abesim se obesonso 2024 ya bomo fem from ya yes ade we atra ho e say ade de we no me ade you see so for lie interchange na wo na ye kese so for lie it was done under President Mills kwan a mienu a ye free South Central so ekwa kofa sofolai proper ebefa cilium ebefa esuo yeboa snitch flat ho ebefa ebesi apatrapa junction ni nyina no it was done under NDC mo ba 8 years baby na wasamo ye 1 kilometer mo be ye free apatrapa junction John William school na nimu ho ebesi na kofa ya santo 1 kilometer na 8 years menya abu akwa na mete you see enti Vanda nyabotre ubenya omrenti obi ya mekane say sa kumasi argument ne de ya ye tweme ma ye ho press conference ne obi akasa nya afi ba de abedru no ene say ora eye adwuma no ora adwuma no a eye no
ora no office way
say oh say ora no amusu say ora agu ora
okay so we go obi fence me e ka won theater okay okromo a
trobo ene committee na adwuma
committee no nyame nko a okugye toka ne bu ha nyina waye wa hurita ho se kotre pomponi adie nsamone nko a na mo pese mo di ni kromo a what is that
Collins ma
wo de Collins say ye no me nuano no me ne na cool tech me no ni apalu aha na
lawyer wo de to
kwasi minsura honorable say why kekakra me ni mo ne after kwasi kuna do contest no I no ntesa ba say ase ni pa don say nyina yesusu no ne ani so ohye dika wo nyini ana ani so ohye na ko ne say afa na why kekakra mo ba no de me nuano no bibi obe bia meta na chi tobi oral has come to stay.
Okay.
Now oral be ye adwuma na woni a efa kwati kwan so fa o man sika no ya gye de ayedai abo o man no hu ebra we nye case of political witch hunting we nye case of political bloodletting na MPP fo nim de ya omonko ngura monko kanchira akokɔhwede so ombre fie na ne nuane akokɔ omonko America brochimam enko kanchire kenoforiata won say ade ba ko be ma MPP lose 2028 election obi ye kenofo so man timi an convince kenoforiata amana ma ebe ye den se Ghana ni bia bejo ma because wo kenoforiata wa behwe o man sika sem so enfie nwotwe na obehwe o man sika sem no wo se wo ngipe na wo adwuma ye ya ngipe aye wi aye sa de ho kanwura adwuma no awo ye no wo se wo ngipe ho uwie na bebu akonta o do ho aye de akanwura owura chachuchi kata bone be no ye say a GMPC disika 75,000 Ghana cedis no akuduamu no wa brochire no te say yes o meyi na no jai de oye bia no ye dai obaye owura Victor Salome obi na pacemaker ehye na koma ho a wo kwa abrochire ye friend so mra be yi nsema no ofiri abrochire na ba o se utiri mu fita ntiam anya de nku menye bone bia airport ne ye no enti na wo kan ofori ata wa be ye adwuma mfie nwotwe na brabe yi wa no ne wada no ho amanfra ni atoko tenani o te se ye pai Ghana ka Ghana chebi no akogina awrade me kuru mu ka ni o enso nsemo nti na mentimi nkon ba on kan wo se wiase boy mu no se papa amfo wa ma bone do be dey ebeba asem na wie ye no enti vanda kan ofori ata te on ka to ne nkrabo sa de na wo ye no gumu party na ni ma se wa mama suffer credibility crisis enti wo mra obi antwaniti obi ankuno omra no meyi ne nsema no na ho na wote no amamo party no eho ayefin obi agi atom se prima facie no madi bone because uni bone a obi so hu police ni a wundwane hanan mo de ye de kra ye ma omu bill obi hwan yam pipi ni be de yam fa ne say ya che no ye say yoko ayere so okokokoko awoba hwan na kwa obi o maaye eyi gift your ware ye man bill
yes
o say si be dia ye man bill Christopher Mia okumpie man bill enti dia pa na kenofori atasuru we mu kra de omo ye lesser known political evils in terms of political weight untimi enti finance minister fa ho de say mabama china enye ye enti dia pa na kenofori atasuru a enne obi a wo ye sikani wa dan akese wo nwuma wa ha o so be prefer say wo be kwakoda America ICE detention center ya show company tuntum top and down pa na o he kenofori atapa na ya hye no overall tuntum na yes e di chen ato ne nan na sikani pa e de bone e de ntam en waka gu amnamu wo Ghana ha wo suro se ne de Ghana no ntimi ma ha Ghana mre bi du kenofori ata ye hu se ho mfa wani mu nyina ho no yes e adwuma igyae wo ho dodo wo se na hwan ne ka kire wo se wo ye papa na wo ma obeja wo ma ho akọ enne de wo ma no ana wo so nya ye ho no wato ya sawra mo enfie mienu ni si edidi si eda ye sra wo papa kenofori ata uko ya che wa ma o ma ni wa ma o ma ni ayo ya nti sa bra ne be he o ma
abas no dey me da say Randy chief by ne say ye wo na wo studio hana na ye no chief by ne your namesake Chief Randy na wa ha
na chief appointment e bada ben Chivani was an appointment about appointment. But the man in come immediate, but okay. Or not dear, no a national officer or here.
Dominic, Chief Bine, Omudnequay, or board the Biswana. On call board
so far on call baby, but maybe dear minimum say,
so far board the crowd on your piano. The minimum say, I had make or two,
the minimum say,
gratis foundation for 8 years.
Obi, the minimum say,
Poprasa,
Obi, the minimum say, the fact say, unya wo de entem no enkyere se wo no anya papa and at the fact say ne ya ye ka se obi de maye no enkyere se da achi bi onya de wo nya papa na wo NDC last administration no a nkofo bebre wo ho a ye second term no mo nhyira ye de e ba ye Felix anye ye second term a woni ze nkwa be minister ye nkofo bebre kanaje mu nyina anye second term a enti owura Chief Bani de is a consummate democrat onim say NDC no a wode ne ho adom a wasom no
as long as the
party wa ba mu nko ade na nemre beba na yese enye kanko ani hia what you say ye wonkofo bebre a mu ni position but mu won so kura bibi mu kakra nka sesa na Chief Bani de ne ye
branches e mo ye ka kire nwisi ade bebre meba yese mfatu nti na prison ni ne ran ho we de o ka Chief Bani nyina no de e kom gia ne me de tie ne say mon drop appointment ni bi e ma no na o pro didia onwam so titi mu teacher chief and we see Chief Bani ono a strong guy minu ya no madam fo no ti hwe ni ti bema o hwe bema nyina so na appointment amana ye mre oti dem che no boni be na why ne boni pa ni because omo anaju de suom de bia no mu gina mu ma NDC ti say no reading ti mi free Kumasi no oba nkranya no okona oba kona oba dru ba bi kra na wo be dru sawamo no na ne ka say no ogina ho oti dem che no lawyer bo adwuma etitama oko SIF no na am say yes o deserve it oti dem che no Sammy Jemfi worked for NDC
Eric J
oti dem che no omo ye adwuma Hwamenia anim PSC. It is the na corporate communications affairs.
Corporate affairs were bust. Yeah.
And I'm so okay.
Wabre
because me can say maybe na ofri esoro hoba. Maybe a president ko 14.
Yes.
Ebri ho.
Yes.
Na minuani duru form ho nyame nko a eyi mensa ho. Echezeke bu na faso. Na wo kohwe ni mu fifire ene fugu ehye no adwuma wo ye de ma NDC. Eti emra me hu se omo assorte no na me ho ato me eti no mesre chief man de no mo fa ne de enya de ema no aba aden
I know say chief man say o national position
mo fa ne de ema no mo fa man na national position no mo support no
definitely
mo pa budget man no what dem che no
okay
because we bre be kai pa omo na nwumre nya na sela omo da so gina mo no because chief man ni pass em fa say mo to NPP so we expect I'm telling you. Obechi chire dia soaye na mu di so mfa so. Ene power na ba bede na ye ni sumina so. Anyway, me ka say Ken Oforiata, former Ghanaian finance minister.
Obeba na.
Oh. Lawyer mama ka say mu che o say ono due process. Ehun asem na ye ka ho. Eno nka ne ba bia so say o magana. TNT nsem ni ye eno nka ne ba bia so se waba o man ne kro no mo na mo raise issue of procurement breaches OSP a ono achichere de kosoa finance minister ene OSP mo tutu ne sin nyina mo tutu ne sin uhia OSP pa na wo hwe nanim a wotimi sampa wo mo yi ne sin uti so mo yi ne sin nyina ahon wotimi nka se wo ye toothless dog o si na meche no a che se tumi a yen ya de ma no a na kromu ha sa ye ko pai article 88 of the 1982 constitution no sa prosecutorial powers no ye fa bi se
why kakra ma no
ye why kakra de ma no kakra ye de ama OSP and then this ya buying as stripping in naked and then on timi pie why mre that me hu no wutimi say wokọ ha no waba ha why and the OSP accorded the aba na mo be catch say mo fight corruption anti-graft agency no be fight corruption amani to me no mo ji to me no say bibia no on report to Attorney General to extend say more prepare say na mo get desk kra e office of Attorney General
why breso na OSP ko to ankanoma me de bebra for dem me
obi anjini to me tie say to me na wo say Ken Oforiata beba da ben na me che say OSP na onu gina say to me ni so no e de to ne nsa afre no ne no magi say to me no o ti dem che no Ken Oforiata sabi yan convicting no and there's no any adverse findings against him. He hasn't been implicated in any sort of commission of inquiry committee bia. And he said, "Motina ha na mo penti picture bi he ada said na maba." To my. Ono kra na ya try in essential. Ya try no a pass judgment, a convicting no. Mobile ye mu hwa se nko metwa kakra bi na ka o mapanyi mama the presidential pardon ba ma me ne se oba in fact they are na mo ye na airport no time the way I move say Rambo style of arrest no ma me ne hwe de mo de ye opposition for na oni ni faith say okay me de mo be handle ne say it was say wo ma adam ma me ne beba no afa o ka kan de na ne aka che o say ebre na ma me ni di ni US no ma kan so adaji no so ni sa abre no no say 29 7 January yes Dr. Mamadou Bawumia and no ken eti hobby what you say invest teacher no beba na Yasue Dr. Bawumia as president of the Republic of Ghana near the Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as the vice president of the Republic of Ghana near the Omumienu Esiho sir presidential swearing in and no American say time no can beba because what is good for goose is called good for the gander. Sebi penfosi etu ayonko ho se etu aduam. Mo de maame no mo jeje ne so wakwa wonko ododo ya tra na wi o. Yempo de se no OSP no ya gi ni to me. Tie ba ye nim sa fe na say attorney general na ebe file another charges there we can't tell. But the Yemani
ya can you call to the Chabobo 6:30 so abo on the Casa and top
on cop no Siana fan saying Sunni higher Asempa FM. I think your point is well made. Lawyer Abbas Nuruddin, a CEO SIF and Ashanti Regional Communications Officer Edema NDC. Vandal Randy Collins also a former MP.
Now is Vandal presidency.
Vandal